The first thing I did after becoming the Supreme Demon Emperor was hide my identity and marry Seraphine. But that very night, the divorce system awakens inside me. If I divorce, half my cultivation power goes to her, but I get it back 1,000,000 times over, enough to be unmatched in this world. What the system doesn't know, though, is that I'm already tired of killing. All I want now is a quiet, ordinary life. 1,000 years pass. I have 2 daughters and a son, and life feels complete. Until the day Seraphine ascends to Emperor rank and publicly demands a divorce. Give me one reason. I'm sorry, this is my fault. I've awakened the Immaculate Emperor throne. To grow stronger, I must sever all emotional bonds. She closes her eyes, unable to meet my gaze. I find it almost laughable. Power. Over me and the children, she chooses power. Then Silvara, her master, cuts in sharply. Seraphine, we can't waste any more time. Your Emperor aura is almost complete. Any interference now could keep you from ever reaching the absolute peak. Before she even finishes, Silvara feels it. A wave of killing intent so intense it stops her cold, pressing down on her like a physical weight. She snaps her eyes toward the source. The one making her blood run cold is standing right there. It's me, the man who hasn't even reached Emperor rank. Right then, Seraphine steps forward, her voice desperate. Please, I'm begging you. After everything we've shared these years, just let me go. I lock my eyes on her, and then force my will straight into her soul sea. Tell me, is anyone forcing you? This is her last chance to be honest. Seraphine is stunned. He has broken through to the Grand Emperor realm. Only someone far more powerful than him could ever force their will into her soul sea like this. She stares at her husband with disbelief, but in the next moment, her eyes go firm. No one. I'm sorry. My expression turns ice cold. Then I wish you well. I raise my arm, and the heavens bond mark from when we became bonded partners shatters apart. The system chimes. Congratulations, player. Divorce complete. Seraphine's cultivation power is negligible compared to yours. Nearly half of your power is now transferred to her. In the blink of an eye, half my cultivation power vanishes, and Seraphine shoots from the very first stage of the Grand Emperor realm all the way to the 3rd substage. Silvara stares, jaw dropped. Incredible. This is absolutely incredible. Ha ha ha. The Immaculate Emperor throne truly does demand severing all bonds. This divorce was absolutely the right call. The system speaks again. Millionfold cultivation return successful. However, 1,000,000 times half the player's cultivation power is beyond what this world can contain. It will be stored in the player's soul sea for now. Draw from it however much you need whenever you need it. Friendly reminder, this world cannot handle a full release of the player's power at once. A full release would tear reality apart, so be careful. Try not to accidentally wipe out every living thing on this planet. I stare at the system notification. I feel nothing close to happy, because right in front of me, one child is crying, another has gone completely silent. Dad, you're really leaving each other. I gently stroke Mochi's forehead. Mochi, don't cry. I promise, Dad will always love you. All the warmth I have left belongs to my children now. Meanwhile, Seraphine knows the Immaculate Emperor throne only requires severing romantic bonds. She wants to keep the children. Kids, I already asked you before. Have you decided? Are you staying with me or going with your father? Lyra has already clenched her fists so tight her knuckles go pale. None of the children move. Silvara produces a blade and a sword. Ren, Lyra, these 2 legendary weapons were prepared for you by your mother in advance. Come over here. These weapons are yours. Follow your mother, and with your talent, your gifts, and everything she can offer you, you will both reach Emperor rank one day, guaranteed. Then Ren, who has been staring at the floor this whole time, finally stirs. He drops to his knees. Father, I'm sorry, I want to go with mother. I rest my hand gently on his head. After today, I won't be there to guide you. Listen to your mother. Train hard. He stands and walks towards Seraphine. The moment he reaches her side, Silvara hurries to hand him the warblade. Ren stares at it, eyes lighting up like he's just received the greatest gift of his life. Silvara turns to Lyra with a satisfied smirk. Lyra, come on over. This sword is yours. Hearing this, Lyra's fists stay clenched. She walks forward, steady, deliberate, but when she reaches Seraphine, she stares hard at her mother, shoots her brother a look of pure contempt, and then turns and walks straight to my side. Father, your daughter will always stand with you. I look at her, and something frozen inside me thaws. Lyra, are you sure? Lyra says nothing to her mother. Lyra, you're still young. You don't fully understand what's at stake. Think about your own future. If you follow your father, you will never reach Emperor rank. Even without any of you, I'll reach Emperor rank on my own. Just as Ren opens his mouth to talk her down, Lyra cuts him off. Don't say a word. Say one more thing, and I no longer have a brother. She knows exactly what she's doing. Compared to a mother who has always been buried in training, her father's love has never missed a single detail. Ren lowers his head at her words, but deep down he thinks she's letting emotion cloud her judgment. Without their mother's resources, neither of them would have become the top prodigies of their generation. Meanwhile, the crowd watching nearby buzzes with whispers. Seraphine just jumps straight to late-stage Grand Emperor realm. Talent like that means she's destined to be one of the strongest in the celestial realm. Not following her will be the biggest mistake that girl ever makes. Seraphine sees Lyra's mind is made up. She turns to her younger daughter. Mochi, what about you? Mochi grabs my hand and squeezes tight. Mother is a big meanie. I'm never talking to you again. Seraphine looks at her. her expression a storm of emotions. Mochi, come here. I'll hire the most celebrated culinary masters in the celestial realm. They'll make you delicious food and pastries every single day. You bad person, don't talk to me. Dad, let's go. I don't want to be here. I look at my little girl's heartbroken face. Mochi, close your eyes and rest for a bit. Dad just needs a moment, then we're leaving. Before I even finish, Mochi has already fallen asleep in my arms. I hand her to Lyra and walk to face Seraphine, cold and detached. For a moment when the divorce was finalized, I couldn't see a future. But the moment my daughters chose to stay, a new path opened up. Grand Emperor realm. Impressive. I hope one day you become stronger than our daughters. I don't say anything crueler than that. After all, I did truly love this woman once. But in the very next moment, I grabbed Silvara by the throat. You used every trick you had to manipulate my children. The only reason you're still breathing is because of your role as her master, and because my kids are watching. Otherwise, you'd already be dead. I toss her aside and turn to my son. When I'm gone, take care of yourself. Then I walk over to Yara and my old friend Holt. I'm leaving. I don't plan to come back. Consider this my farewell. Holt's eyes are full of guilt, because both legendary weapons Silvara just produced came from his hands. Kane, I don't want to stay here either. Let's leave together. No, Holt, I'm heading to the demon realm. That's where I'm from. Keep your soul message jade on you. If you ever want to find me, come to the demon realm and I'll send someone to meet you. Take care. I rise into the air, and for the first time, I let my true cultivation aura breathe free, then carry my daughters up into the sky and away. The entire crowd is frozen by what they're seeing. That's someone from the demon realm, peak Grand Emperor realm no less, and he's been living among us in the celestial realm all this time? How did no one notice? Seraphine's eyes go wide. She's been deceived for 1,000 years. Seraphine, this guy is from the demon realm. You were absolutely right to leave him. The moment he saw you hit late-stage Grand Emperor, his ego cracked. Once you reach the peak, your power will crush him completely. Seraphine nods. Her talent now rivals even the mightiest demon emperor the demon realm has seen in 100 million years. Half an hour later, I stand with my daughters at the border between the celestial realm and the demon realm. Lyra, Mochi, ahead of us is the demon realm. Are you scared? With Dad by our side, we're not scared of anything. That's right, Mochi isn't scared either. I ruffle both their heads with a warm smile. You really don't need to be, because your dad has been unbeatable for a long time now. Dad, are you really that unbeatable? Didn't you always teach us there's always someone stronger out there and that we should never be arrogant? That rule applies to you too. But your dad is the exception, because I am that someone stronger everyone else is talking about. Lyra bursts out laughing and covers her mouth. Dad, you are so shameless. Ha ha ha. Dad makes a little bit of sense, but just a little. I watch my two daughters laugh, and every dark cloud inside me dissolves. Alright, let's go. Dad's taking you to explore the demon realm. Dad, is there a lot of good food in the demon realm? Plenty. And I happen to know this old demon. His cooking is absolutely legendary. But before we head over, I need to take you somewhere first. Moments later, I lead them deep underground. Dad, where are we? This is my old vault from my days in the demon realm. Ren just got a legendary war blade, didn't he? Well, Dad is passing down his own weapons to you. With that, I shout into the darkness. Little Shadow, where did you go? I told you to stay here. I've been waiting, and there's no sign of you. I recite an incantation, and in the next moment, a sword and a set of deep black armor come bursting up from the lava. This is Blood Mist armor, the gear I wore when I once ruled the demon realm. It's time to see daylight again. The sword flashes into my hand. Lyra, this legendary sword is called the Nine-Crowned Celestial Slayer, but I've always preferred its original name, Grudge. Today it's yours. Then I turn to the sword itself. Grudge, this is my daughter, my most precious one. From this day forward, serve her well. Understood? The sword hums, as if in agreement. Then, Lyra, take it. Dad, I can't. It's too precious. And my cultivation isn't strong enough for a sword like this. She can feel it. This sword's aura is more than 1,000 times stronger than her brother's blade. Lyra, don't worry about any of that. You carry my bloodline. In this entire world, there is nothing you are unworthy of. Only things you might not want. Lyra lets out a laugh. Dad, that was kind of cool, but I still find it a little funny. Well then, you'd better get used to it, because now that we're in the demon realm, I may need to shift how I carry myself. This place is brutal. Nothing like the social niceties of the celestial realm. Here, the only thing that matters is who hits the hardest. That's the law. So Dad needs to make sure you're both equipped. I press the sword into Lyra's hands. Then I turn to Mochi. Mochi, Dad has something special for you too. The armor suddenly shrinks and drifts over to her. Dad, is that for me? It looks kind of ugly though. The moment the word ugly lands, the armor actually shudders. I bite back a laugh. Blood Mist armor, did you hear that? My daughter doesn't like how you look right now. Change yourself. Take on a form a child would love. In the next moment, the dark, imposing Blood Mist armor transforms into something adorable. Mochi is instantly enchanted. I give the armor a thumbs up. Mochi, do you like it now? I love it. I really love it. Good. Now give it a new name. You can talk to it, change its color, make it invisible, shrink it or grow it. Anything you want. Wow. It can do all that? Okay. Let me think of a name. She chews on her finger, then lights up. Got it. I'll call it Donut. The moment she says it, the Blood Mist armor begins to sob with wounded dignity. I immediately pat it with one hand. Hey, did you hear that? Your name is Donut now. The armor quickly responds as if to agree. I guess that works. Lyra goes completely quiet. I reach back into the lava and pull out various demon crystals for cultivation. As I prepare to leave, I keep wondering where little Shadow has run off to. I ordered it to guard this vault. I had planned to have it watch over my daughters, but it's nowhere to be found. We leave the underground vault, and I bring my daughters to Shadowvale City. There's a cultivation sanctum here belonging to an old acquaintance, and its energy seems perfectly suited to my daughters. On the streets of Shadowvale City, Lyra looks around in surprise. Dad, this city is nothing like I imagined. I thought it would be chaotic here. But just then, Lyra suddenly shouts up at the sky, Dad, look, there are people fighting up there. High above, a group of men with cruel grins has surrounded a woman in a red dress. We are not letting this one go. Tonight's going to be fun. Fun comes second. What matters is what she's carrying, though she is easy on the eyes. Dad, those men are targeting her. So, you want to help her? I already know. My daughter can't ignore something like this. I probably shouldn't get involved. Stop overthinking it. Fighting is normal in the demon realm, but I'm still running on celestial realm techniques. What if jumping in draws a whole crowd against me? I look completely unbothered. However many come, Dad will handle them. Go ahead and do what you want. Don't worry about a thing. That's all Lyra needs to hear. Dad, I'm going in. Go ahead, give that new sword a real test. Lyra vanishes in a flash and appears beside the woman in red. I've got you. She swings the sword and in one flash of light, one of the attackers drops dead. The remaining 4 tense up immediately, especially when they see the sword in Lyra's hand. The woman in red feels her hope drain away in an instant. A second ago she was relieved, but now she knows that nothing comes free. Meanwhile, Lyra stares at the sword in her hand, completely stunned. It's the same weapon class as her brother's blade, yet one casual swing just ended a life. Everyone! A celestial realm outsider has entered the demon realm and killed one of our own, and she carries a 10th tier sword. Strike her down together, and the sword goes to whoever claims it. Before the words fade, a wave of demon realm fighters rushes in from all sides, but Lyra stays calm and sends me a soul message. Ready? Ready. Hit as hard as you want. I have zero concern for her safety, because every single thing here is under my control. So Lyra unleashes herself against the crowd, and the woman in red, she's been completely forgotten. She watches Lyra get swarmed, torn between 2 choices. Right now would be the perfect time to run. But after a moment's hesitation, she grits her teeth, decides to fight alongside Lyra, and charges back in. I glance at her. Not bad. She's got some honor in her. Didn't just turn and run. Wait, why does this girl feel like someone I know? But before I can think further, a cold, predatory voice cuts through the air. A 10th tier sword. I didn't expect such a fortunate encounter today. Hand it over to me, both of you. This is bad. That's a sacred king realm cultivator. With someone like that here, that sword is completely out of reach for us. But the moment the old man's eyes meet mine, his voice dies in his throat. Grand Emperor realm. This junior was blind. Please, senior, carry on. I'll be leaving now. Hold on, I like the cocky attitude you had a second ago. Before he can respond, the old man shatters both his own arms. I was wrong. Please have mercy. Fine. You're pretty smart when it counts. Thank you for sparing my life. He vanishes. I call up to the remaining fighters in the sky. Don't mind me, keep going. Lyra thinks to herself, so this is what it feels like to have a Grand Emperor realm father. But the fighters around her are no fools. They all turn to flee at once. I simply raise my arm, and a containment barrier seals off the entire sky. No! They hammer at the barrier, with everything they have, but it doesn't even flicker. Lyra and the woman in red get to work. 2.5 minutes later, every single fighter who charged at Lyra is dead. Lyra rushes to my side. Dad, this sword fits me perfectly. I nod, already thinking. I need to find her the right cultivation technique and convert her old foundation into demonic essence. Using celestial realm techniques in the demon realm draws far too much unwanted attention. But just at that moment, a cold voice seeps out from the void. I sense the aura of a 10th tier sword from far away. Thought I had it wrong. Turns out I didn't. Ha! Looks like this trip wasn't wasted after all. The Revenant Sect. A familiar face flashes in my memory. I wiped out every single Grand Emperor from that sect, yet barely 1,000 years later they've produced another one. Lucky timing for me. Is that so? If I remember correctly, someone else just said the exact same thing, and I still can't figure out why he suddenly shattered both his arms and ran away with his tail between his legs. You're looking for death. The Revenant Sect has stayed quiet for too long. Too many people have forgotten just how powerful we've become. Since that's the case, today I'll use you to announce to the world, the Revenant Sect is back at its peak. Oh, fantastic. Not only are you trying to take my sword, you're stealing my lines. Looks like the Revenant Sect still needs a few more years underground. Before I finish, the Revenant Sect fighter, still wearing that smirk, finds my hand locked around his throat. When he realizes he can't break free, no, this is impossible. Funny, your ancestor said those exact same words right before he died. Your whole bloodline is very consistent. The moment I finish, a terrifying black smoke erupts from his body, and within seconds he crumbles to black ash. The woman in red stares in stunned silence. What was that, dark energy? That just one shot a mid-stage Grand Emperor. I walk back to Mochi. Mochi, were you scared? Not at all. If anything, I thought Dad looked really cool just now. I look at this little girl of mine and think, my little treasure really has something special going on, worthy of my bloodline. But right at that moment, terrifying storm clouds erupt across the sky, followed by a thunderous elder voice, who dares kill in my city? A crushing wave of pressure pours down. It's the city lord himself. Whoever did this is finished. What do you mean? The Lord of Shadowvale City is one of the strongest in the entire demon realm, peak Grand Emperor realm, but I just smile slightly. This old guy still loves putting on a show. A figure descends slowly from the clouds. What insignificant creature dares do this? Name yourself. Your grandfather. Now get down here and show some respect. The nerve of you. How dare you? Wait, am I seeing things right now? With those words, every trace of pressure and storm cloud vanishes in an instant. The figure drops down beside me, laughing. I knew it, you troublemaker. Where have you been all these years? I've been searching for you like mad. Mochi, this is the old demon I told you about, the one who cooks like a legend. Mochi stares at him, her eyes lighting up immediately. The old demon just looks confused. Wait, hold on. These are your daughters. No wonder I couldn't find you in the demon realm all this time. You've been in the celestial realm chasing women this whole time. I immediately kick him, but Zephyr doesn't even flinch. If anything, he feels that familiar feeling flood back. I'm back for good this time. Help me find a place to stay. I want to set up here with you. Yes, yes, yes. Don't you dare back out. Ever since you left, I haven't had a single decent person to talk to. But now, not only are you staying, you've brought two adorable, beautiful daughters with you. This place is finally going to have some life in it. Then something occurs to me. I look up. Come down. The woman in red has no time to react. She's already trembling in front of me. What's your name? This junior's full name is Senna. The moment I hear her surname, I know exactly who she is. Do you have anywhere to go? My daughter is new to the demon realm and unfamiliar with much of it. You two are around the same age. I need you to show her around. Senna looks at Lyra and grabs onto this moment like it's the lifeline fate just threw her. She nods fast. Of course. From this day on, you're with us. A little while later, in a quiet courtyard at the heart of Shadowvale City, Zephyr grins with pride. So, what do you think? Normally it's just me here, but now that you're back, it's yours. I look around the familiar space and frown. Are you sure this is actually your place? What can I say? I got so used to yours that I just copied the whole thing. I shake my head and laugh. Just then, Mochi pats her rumbling belly. Dad, I'm a little hungry. I look at Zephyr. Time to show us what you've got. Finally, my moment. Mochi, Zephyr's going to get the ingredients right now. He vanishes on the spot, and in the very next second, he reappears in the sky above, hauling a demon beast the size of the entire courtyard. That evening, after dinner, Zephyr and I sit drinking together. Stop staring off into space. The kids are asleep. It's just us. Keep drinking. I let out a quiet sigh. Kane, we've known each other for tens of thousands of years. I can tell when you're carrying something, so why didn't the mother of these two come with you? I glance at him and say nothing. All right, forget I asked. Let's just drink. Tonight we drink until we can't, but I realize I actually need to say it out loud to someone. I take a breath. Their mother divorced me. Zephyr freezes. How does a woman divorce you? I tell him everything that just happened. When I finish, I feel a weight lift off my chest. But Zephyr goes quiet. There is no one more foolish than that woman. She has no idea what she's thrown away. Then, riding the liquor, Zephyr leans in. Kane, hypothetically, if that woman ever realizes she was wrong, could you forgive her? She is the mother of your children after all. I look at him steadily. You know me better than anyone. That question should never come from you. Fair enough. I'm on your side no matter what. Then Zephyr breaks into a sly grin. Between you and me, there's someone who came looking for you here every single year, especially Frost. She searched the demon realm for 1,000 years. Word is she even went to the celestial realm to look for you, but accidentally blew her cover as a demon realm cultivator. She got ambushed by a group of grand emperors over there and came back pretty badly hurt. Took a long time to recover. That girl is genuinely into you. I hear this, and the image of a remarkable woman drifts through my mind. She's lucky to be alive. A woman like that. How could you not give her a chance? I raise an eyebrow. What's this? Are you trying to play matchmaker again? Okay, pretend I didn't say anything. I shift the subject fast. My cultivation technique isn't the right fit for my daughter. I want to see if yours works for her. Easy enough. Your daughter is my daughter. If it doesn't work, I'll search every corner of the demon realm until I find something that fits. Meanwhile, in Lyra's room, Lyra, I can't sleep. What's wrong? I hate Mother. I know I do, but I also. Lyra strokes Mochi's hair. Don't think about her. We have Dad. That's enough. Lyra, are we ever going to see Mother again? We will. When? When we've both reached Grand Emperor realm, we'll go see her together. Really? And when that day comes, I'm going to defeat her myself and show her that her choice was wrong. Okay then. Mochi is going to start training hard too. We'll beat her together. The next morning, I bring both daughters to the training hall. Zephyr, pass down the technique. Lyra sits cross-legged before Zephyr, his fingertips glowing. But right then, Lyra speaks up. Zephyr, could you move that little lightning ball further away? It's throwing me off. Zephyr looks at me. I just say flatly, that should be manageable. He nods right away. A short while later, Lyra drops into a deep state of focus. But just then, the last person I expected, Mochi, who has never shown any interest in training, suddenly says, Dad, I want to train too. I stare at her in surprise. Zephyr, let Mochi give it a try. He nods. After passing down the technique, Zephyr turns to me with an odd expression. Lyra's situation actually reminds me of Frost. Not quite at her level yet, but that psychological block is the same issue, and I can't do anything about that. You know, the reason you turned Frost down back then was exactly this kind of personality, wasn't it? And now your daughter is just like her. You really. Drop it. I forgot to ask you something yesterday. have you seen Little Shadow anywhere in all these years? Actually, I have, because it stole my best weapon, the Thundersmoke Blade. My face goes red before I can stop it. And then what? There is no then. Let me be clear, you need to get my Thundersmoke Blade back, and that beast is your bonded creature. But I don't know where it is now. The bond. I severed half of it when I left. Zephyr goes quiet. 2.5 minutes pass. Lyra opens her eyes. Dad, this technique feels good, but something feels slightly off and I can't place it. I press my hand to her head and sense carefully. After a moment, this technique is about 90% compatible with you, just not quite right. Never mind. Dad will find you something better. But right then, Dad, is what Mochi is doing actually working? Zephyr stares, eyes going wide. Oh my goodness, I have never in my life seen someone manifest this kind of result on their very first attempt. Dad, am I doing something impressive? Ha! Way more impressive than I was when I first started. I turn to Lyra right away. Lyra, don't lose heart. Dad will figure out a better technique for you. Lyra gives a quiet nod. Later, Zephyr pulls me aside in the courtyard. I actually think you should have Lyra try Frost's cultivation technique. Not this again. If this isn't about your matchmaking agenda, and they really do seem similar, then maybe the technique really is a match. I think it over. Are you still in contact with her? I am, though her temper has been intense, especially after her weapon got stolen. I get it now. All those times you were pushing me to be with her, she was threatening you, wasn't she? Absolutely not. Fine. Send her a soul message. Ask her to come. Zephyr visibly relaxes. Finally, I can stop repeating that errand every day. But just a quarter of an hour later, Mochi points out the window. Dad, it's snowing. Out of nowhere. Right at that moment, a figure in white appears outside the window. Frost, Zephyr said you had urgent news. Did you track him down? Frost doesn't step inside. She's afraid she might disturb a place she has dreamed about for years. Then that voice sounds from inside. Not coming in? The next second, Frost flashes into the room. Where have you been all these years? Do you have any idea what I've been through? Zephyr watches Frost drop all her composure and shakes his head. You're the only one in this world who makes her act like this. You're still exactly the same as always. I've changed quite a bit, actually. She glances at the two girls beside me. And these two are? My daughters, Mochi and Lyra. Call her Aunt Frost. Frost immediately coughs up a mouthful of blood, and I visibly flinch. I had my own reason for arranging that introduction, but I did not expect this reaction. The air in the room gets very strange. Lyra, take Mochi back to your room. Sure. Lyra takes Mochi and goes. Now only 3 of us remain. Zephyr glances between us. I'll just go do something. You two are fine. I turn to Frost. Are you okay? She wipes the blood from her lips. I'm fine. You got married in the celestial realm? I nod. Both kids are beautiful, really adorable too. Makes sense being your kids. Zephyr sees right through the act. So where is the mother of these kids? She and I are divorced. Frost's eyes flood with barely contained excitement. Oh, that's such a shame. Frost barely keeps herself from grinning. So you won't be going back to her? No, a broken mirror can't be made whole. Frost slips into her most sympathetic voice, like a devoted confidant. So true. Once something breaks in a relationship, there's no going back. But you have to look forward. Inside, she's thinking, it doesn't matter to her if he loved someone else before. As long as that's over now, everything is workable. So these two kids don't have a mother figure anymore. Have you thought about finding them a new mother? The corners of her mouth curl up just slightly. I exhale deeply. Maybe someday. Right now I have zero interest in anything romantic. Understood. But whenever you do decide to find them a new mother, let me know. I know someone who would be perfect. I changed the subject fast. The reason I had Zephyr reach out to you, there's something I need to ask you for help with. Between us, just say it. My eldest needs a demon realm cultivation technique. I'm looking for one that really fits her. I wanted to see if yours might work. That's easy. I'll pass it to her and we'll see. With that, Frost knows this is her opening. Win over those two kids, and eventually he won't have a choice. A short while later, Frost walks into Lyra's room. Well, look at these two. What are you both up to? I'm learning about the demon realm. Anything you want to know, just ask Aunt Frost. I know this place inside and out. Thank you, Aunt Frost. Don't mention it. This is what I'm here for. Oh, by the way, your father asked me to pass down my cultivation technique. Whenever you're ready. Now is fine. Lyra sits cross-legged, and Frost condenses a single perfect crystalline snowflake at her fingertip. Lyra stares at its flawless, precise form, and feels a deep, settling sense of ease wash over her. A moment later, Lyra opens her eyes. This feels so right. Not a single thing feels off. I rest my hand on Lyra's head and scan her carefully. That's right. This technique is a perfect match for you. Train with this from now on. But before you do, Dad needs to convert your old celestial realm foundation. I look over at Frost and Mochi. Step outside for a bit. Dad, me too? Yes. Don't disturb your sister. Didn't you want frozen watermelon? Go ask Aunt Frost. Yay, Aunt Frost, let's go! Mochi grabs Frost's hand without a second thought, and Frost's whole body gives a small jolt. No one has ever just taken her hand like that before. Mochi is already chomping into a frozen watermelon. Mochi, here. Take this soul message, Jade. Whenever you want more of this, just contact Aunt Frost. Mochi wipes her mouth with the back of her hand. Deal. This frozen watermelon is amazing, and she goes right back to munching away. Frost sees this and tries to dig a little deeper. Mochi, do you really love cold food that much? Not specifically, I just love anything that tastes good. Frost takes note of that immediately. This kid is a total food lover. Mochi, Aunt Frost isn't the best cook, but I can learn. I'll make you all kinds of things from now on, okay? That's okay. Frost blinks, caught off guard. Then Aunt Frost will find a way to bring you some Demon Realm specialties instead. How about demon balls? The smell alone will blow your mind. Mochi's eyes go wide. Yes, Aunt Frost. From today on, you're my second best friend in the Demon Realm. Frost tilts her head. And who's number one? Zephyr. Obviously, Frost snaps. Zephyr, you are dead. Right then, Zephyr, who has just stepped outside, feels a chill run down his spine. Get over here. What did I do this time? Frost pulls him aside to the stone pavilion, her whole demeanor going ice cold. I have questions. What do you know about that woman? Zephyr twitches. Could you be even slightly nicer to me? I've been putting in a good word for you this whole time. You? I find that hard to believe. Fine, no good deed goes unpunished. Just tell me everything you know. A few moments later, Zephyr has laid out everything. When Frost finishes listening, she's completely stunned. No way. That woman is genuinely, spectacularly foolish. Right, that's exactly what I thought. Frost catches herself. No, I should not be calling her foolish. If she had actually valued what she had, I would never have had an opening like this, and knowing Cain the way I do, he is never going back. Which means all you have to do is put in the work, and your chances of getting into his heart are actually pretty solid. You know what? I'm starting to find you tolerable. I won't hit you today. Zephyr stays very quiet. Half an hour later, I successfully convert Lyra's cultivation foundation into one compatible with the demon realm, and even push her up an entire major realm in the process. I bring Lyra out to the garden. When I see Frost and Mochi laughing and playing together, I pause for just a moment. You two really hit it off. Frost laughs. She's cute and sharp. How could I not? Mochi, quick, tell your dad. Who's your number one friend in the demon realm? Aunt Frost. Lyra and I exchange a glance. This woman is good. But just then, the soul message jade in my spatial storage starts vibrating. I pull it out. It's Holt, my old friend from the celestial realm. Cain, I can't stay here anymore. Can I come to the demon realm? Holt, what happened? When you left, everyone found out you were from the demon realm. And since everyone knows how close we are, people are now saying I betrayed the celestial realm, that I was the one who let a demon realm spy in. They're just talking behind your back. You've already made your choice. Go straight to the border between the celestial realm and the demon realm. Then send me a message. I'll come pick you up myself. Deal. Oh, I almost forgot to mention, your former sister-in-law Yara is insisting on coming too. Cain, I didn't turn her down because Yara has always been good to me and the kids. After I end the soul message, both daughters are already at my side. Is it Holt and Yara coming? I nod, and they both light up with excitement. Frost, however, narrows her eyes the moment she hears this. Perfect. I'm very curious what that woman's sister is like. Back in the celestial realm, inside a grand hall. Seraphine, is there anything you want me to tell the children? Seraphine closes her eyes, takes a breath, then says quietly, tell them their mother has her own life to live. Tell them not to resent me. And you, be careful out there. Come back soon. The longer you stay in the demon realm, the more danger you're in. Yara walks away without another word, completely deflated. The next day, the two of them arrive at the border between the two realms. Holt reaches for his soul message jade. Cain, we've reached the border wall. Where are you? Not long after he sends the message, a figure appears out of nowhere right in front of them. Holt immediately grins. First time in the demon realm, you'd better keep us safe. Relax. In the demon realm, no one can touch you. Now come on. The girls are waiting. A short while later, I bring everyone back to the courtyard. After a quick round of introductions, Frost suddenly points at me and says to Holt and Yara, oh, I almost forgot to introduce myself. I'm also his admirer. The warm mood instantly turns awkward. I glance at Frost with disbelief. Ha! I didn't expect Cain to be even more popular over here. Holt takes a longer look at Frost. Hold on. Doesn't she look exactly like that demon realm fighter who got surrounded by a group of celestial realm cultivators that one time? I can feel where this is heading. You've all traveled a long way. You must be exhausted. Let's get some rest first. Cain, is it really over between you and Seraphine? If there's anything I can do, I'll give it everything I've got. After all, I'm the one who brought you two together. No need, let it go. Alright, in that case I'll settle down here for good. This old man has always loved weapon forging anyway, and I couldn't care less about the outside world. Just get me a forging space and I'm happy. What matters most is, I genuinely love those two kids of yours. I want to watch them grow up healthy. Go on, speak. A flicker of grief passes through Holt's eyes before he looks away. From what I already know, Holt once had a daughter. She passed away when she was very young. Alright, I'll have someone set up a forging room for you. You're new to the demon realm. I'll make sure you're well taken care of. Holt laughs. I can't just take advantage of you. Anytime you need something forged, just come find me. I'll do it for free. I grin. Deal. And you said it yourself. I'm definitely gonna work that free labor. A moment later, I step into the hallway just as Yara walks out of Lyra's room. Cain, can I talk to you alone? I pause, then agree. We head toward the garden. But Frost catches the whole thing and turns to look at Zephyr. Her sister already split from him. Why is she still calling him that, and going off alone with him? Doesn't she know how that looks? What's the big deal? She's called him that for ages. It doesn't just go away. Whose side are you on? Zephyr breaks into a cold sweat. You never want to hear it, so I'll just shut up. In the back garden, I look at Yara, my former sister-in-law. I already have a pretty good idea what she's going to say. Sure enough, Yara suddenly bows a full 90 degrees. Cain, I'm sorry, on behalf of my sister. I let out a long sigh. I know she means well. Get up. You didn't do anything wrong. I was raised by Seraphine, so so I know better than anyone how much power means to her. I just never thought it would come to this. Alright, enough. What's done is done, there's no going back. Yara lowers her head even further. If there's nothing else, let's head back. Kane, I also want to apologize for Ren and Nox. I go completely silent. Is this girl literally born to apologize? I can't help but smile. Fine, you want to apologize? Then you'd better show me some sincerity. Yara's expression shifts. Tell me what to do and I'll do it. Then from this day on, stay here and never go back. Can you do that? I'm just messing with her. But Yara looks up and says, can I go back first to say my proper goodbyes? I nearly choke. Well, damn. Alright, I'm joking. Apology accepted. Happy now? I don't even know what to do with you. At that, Yara actually looks a little disappointed. I don't linger. I head straight for the courtyard. When I get there, Holt is completely transfixed, staring at the divine weapon in his hands. He spots me and rushes over. Where on earth did you get this? The forging skill behind this, not to mention the level of forbidden techniques used, I've never seen anything like it. It's absolutely extraordinary. Honestly, the person who forged this is quite a bit better than you. If you're interested, I can have him teach you. Holt's face lights up. Really? Someone that's skilled? He'd actually let me learn from him? If he refuses, I'll beat him until he agrees. Don't worry about that part. Beating someone into it, that doesn't feel right. And from what I can tell, whoever forged something like this has to be at least peak Grand Emperor level. Are you sure you can take him? Zephyr cuts in from the side. Holt, just trust him. No one in the entire demon realm dares to refuse Kane, unless they want to get beaten. That lands hard. Both Holt and Yara are stunned speechless. Ha! Excellent. In that case, I might as well make a trip to the Skyfall Abyss and bring back some good materials. I turn and point to Yara and the others. By the way, anyone who hasn't reached the Grand Emperor realm, come with me. There's a spot down there that can cleanse your body, making it much easier to break through to the Grand Emperor realm later. Then I turn to Zephyr. Zephyr, you should have Crag's soul message mark. Send him a message, tell him to come here and help set up a forging room. Say it's my request. Zephyr nods immediately. With that, I lead the four of them out. Shortly after, Zephyr pulls out a soul message Jade. Hey, Crag, that's me, and it's you again. Great, then goodbye. Wait, goodbye what? I'm not the one looking for you this time. Then who is? Who else? Him. Get here now. He needs your help with some forging, and you'll be setting up a forging room while you're at it. Trying to trick me again? Last time you also claimed he was back just to drag me over there. Also, I'd forge weapons for you. You think I'm falling for it again? This time it's real. I swear, if I'm lying, then I'm a fool. You've already proven that once. Zephyr goes quiet for a moment, then adds, don't believe me? Ask Frost. She's right here with me. Then Frost's voice comes through. It's true. He's really back. Oh, how convenient. Look at you getting clever, Zephyr. Not mimicking his voice this time. Switching to Frost instead. Good impression, but I'm still not coming. Ha! Come find me if you've got the nerve. The line goes dead. High above the barren eastern wastelands of the demon realm, I take in the familiar surroundings. A quiet smile tugging at the corner of my mouth. This is where it all began. Where I first rose to become the strongest in the demon realm. Where I obtained the celestial slaying black flame that can cut down a Grand Emperor in an instant. I turn to the four of them, serious now. Stay close to me. Once we go deeper inside, do not step outside my energy barrier. The demonic flames in there will devour you. I pull Lyra aside. Lyra, keep an eye on your little sister. Don't let her run off. Mochi jumps in right away. Don't worry, I'll be good. Of the four, Senna knows best how terrifying the Skyfall Abyss truly is. More than a handful of peak Grand Emperors have met their end here. Without another word, I gather all four of them and we streak downward like a bolt of light, plunging straight down. What are they doing? Flying directly into the center of the Skyfall Abyss. Are they out of their minds? But I don't slow down for a second. Not even close. If anything, I pick up speed. In the blink of an eye, I bring everyone down to roughly 3 miles deep. Right here, I sweep my hand out, and a massive light shield blankets the entire area within a 30-foot radius. Train here and make it count. I'm heading deeper to look for materials. Do not step outside this shield. Even if someone shows up nearby, ignore them. No matter how powerful they are, they can't touch you. Okay, Dad. Mochi will be waiting. I dive deeper into the Skyfall Abyss. Even at my absolute peak, with everything I had, I could only reach 35 miles down. Now that I'm back, I intend to push all the way to the bottom, and hopefully collect as much Skyfall Divine Gold as possible. In a flash, I pass 25 miles deep, and that's when I notice something unexpected. A woman with extraordinary mastery in array arts. I catch just a glimpse before I shoot past her and keep going. At that same moment, the woman feels a streak of black flash by her side. Impossible. At this depth, how can anyone fly down this far? A moment later, I reach 35 miles. This is where I cleared out all the Skyfall Divine Gold last time. Now let's see how far I can go at double my previous power. 2.5 minutes later, I hit 45 miles deep, having gathered 2 millstone-sized chunks of Skyfall Divine Gold. I peer further down. This abyss probably bottoms out around 50 miles. Double power is starting to fall short. Looks like I need to push it to triple. In an instant, my cultivation power surges to 3 times its normal level. Nothing beats raw power. The strain from before vanishes completely. A quarter of an hour later, I reach the very bottom of the Skyfall Abyss. There, floating at the center of the deepest point, is an enormous chunk of Skyfall Divine Gold. My eyes light up. This single piece is enough to forge all kinds of things. I lean in for a closer look at the Skyfall Divine Gold, and immediately notice something. At its very core, there is a semi-transparent mass of energy pulsing like something alive. There's actually a living presence inside this thing, and then, it suddenly unleashes a terrifying blast of force straight at me. So the little thing really is alive, and feisty too. I raise one hand and scatter the force in an instant. Let's see what you actually are. Driven by pure curiosity, I press forward, but every step I take closer, the energy mass at the center of the Skyfall Divine Gold pulses out another surge of power, desperately trying to keep me back. Feisty little thing, but do you really think you can hurt me? Finally, when I close the last gap and press the black flame against it, the energy mass goes still. Every time I used to collect a piece of Skyfall Divine Gold, I always had to use the Celestial Slaying Black Flame to neutralize it first. Even now I'm not sure what this thing is. I'll take it back and figure it out. Maybe someone else will know. Meanwhile, 3 miles down in the Skyfall Abyss, the woman who had been at 25 miles is now staring curiously at the light shield before her. What is this thing? How are people with this level of cultivation surviving inside? And then her gaze snaps sharply to one side. Wait, that girl has an innate array physique. Even with maxed out array talent, nothing compares to an innate array physique. Could she have set up this shield herself? A talent like that as a student. That would be a true legacy. She moves to approach Yara, but her expression suddenly turns cold and sharp. Hold on. The energy coming off her is from the celestial realm. Just as the woman in red fixes Yara with a dangerous glare, Yara's eyes snap open. She looks at the woman standing before her. Can I help you? The woman in red shifts completely. Sorry about that. I spotted someone from the celestial realm and lost my composure for a moment. The truth is, I just sensed that you have an innate array physique, and I couldn't help but think about taking on a student. Would you consider accepting my lifelong array legacy? With that, she demonstrates a staggering display of array arts mastery. Yara is completely floored. The best array master she ever saw back in the celestial realm. Compared to this woman, that person was nothing but mud. Yara's heart stirs. You're serious? You really want to take me as your student? Absolutely, but only if you're willing to abandon your current cultivation and start over with demon realm techniques. Yara's face falls, but just then, Lyra calls out sharply. Yara hears her and thinks it over. Could you wait until Kane returns before we decide? When is he coming back? And this shield? Did you set this up? He stepped out for something. He should be back soon. As for the shield, that's his doing. The woman in red is caught off guard. An array this extraordinary. She has never seen anything like it. Her name is Ember, the most powerful array master in the demon realm. Burning with curiosity, she reaches out and touches the shield, and a terrifying wave of force immediately slams into her. Ember throws up her strongest defense without hesitation. The moment the Emperor aura crashes against her array, the sky and earth go dark. She is already close to her limit, filled with bitter regret. Then a figure appears behind her. I ask, calm and cold, what's your connection to Blaze, the top array master in the demon realm? Are you his student? Ember uses what feels like her last breath to answer. I'm not his student. He's my junior. The words barely leave her mouth when the crushing pressure vanishes entirely. Since you're a senior, and I sense no hostility from you just now, I'll let you live. Ember finally exhales. When she looks up at me, she freezes. Isn't this the same person she crossed paths with at 25 miles down? I move over to Lyra and get the full story. Once I understand what happened, I step over to Yara. If you want to take her as your master, you won't need to abandon your cultivation. I have a way. Yara hesitates. I do want to, but I can't just stay here forever. I see right through what she's actually worried about. If it's because of Seraphine and Nox that you're holding back, I'd say stop letting them hold you back. Seraphine cares about power above all else. If you tell her you want to grow stronger here, she'll agree. As for Nox, I'll leave that one alone. Not that I'm being entirely selfless here. Having Yara around means someone to keep an eye on the kids. After a moment's thought, Yara says, let me think about it. There's no rush to go back anyway. Meanwhile, Ember stands to the side with her head down, quietly seething. Wasn't I the one taking on a student here? Why does no one even ask me? When Ember finally looks up, she finds me already standing in front of her. We're heading to Shadowvale City. Coming along? Ember nods right away. Also, in my opinion, your array arts are clearly stronger than that old man Blaze, so why has he never once mentioned you to me? You should know by now, my junior loves the spotlight. He's afraid I'd steal his title as the top array master in the demon realm, so he never breathes a word about me. I've always been too focused on my research to care about fame anyway. I am completely speechless. That shameless old man is even worse than I thought. Half an hour later, I return to the courtyard in Shadowvale City. When I spot Crag, I break into a grin right away. Crag, you made it. I honestly didn't believe it until now. Thank goodness Frost sent me a soul message herself, otherwise I would have missed everything. I told this stubborn old man you were back, but he simply wouldn't believe me. Crag looks completely innocent. You don't know how many times Zephyr has lied. I really had no choice. I laugh awkwardly. Just then Mochi runs up. Dad, who's this? His name is Crag. He's an old friend of mine. You can call him whatever you like. But before the sentence even lands, Mochi turns to Crag and shouts, Grandpa Crag. I go completely speechless. Crag is totally thrown. She's your daughter? Lyra, watching from the side, immediately follows up with, Grandpa, that 1-2 punch. Crag is completely done for. Ha! You two are wonderful. Grandpa Crag had no idea you existed. I didn't bring any proper gifts. Let me make it up to you. These are my 2 finest 10th tier swords. Consider them a welcome gift from Grandpa Crag. I look at my 2 daughters still hesitating. Go ahead, take them. Then I can't help but smirk. 1 each is never enough. Good things are better in abundance, right? Those 2 grandpas weren't free. Might as well ask for 2 more so we can give them to Yara and Senna. Yes, yes, take as many as you want. Your grandpa has plenty of everything, especially weapons. Thank you, Grandpa Craig. Craig's grin gets even wider. Frost and Zephyr are both completely stunned. This stingy old man, acting like this today. Once my daughters put away their new weapons, I pull Craig aside. The reason I called you here this time is mainly to introduce you to someone. This is Holt, a good friend of mine from the Celestial Realm. Have you two had a chance to talk? Craig straightens up immediately. We briefly introduced ourselves. Tazai lian chijafang mian huan shi hen bukuode. Nagang hao wo chichibani jiao lai. To forge a few items for me, and to pass on some of your experience to him. No problem. Then something clicks in his head. Wait. You need forging done? Does that mean you found something good again? As a master forger, nothing excites him more than rare and mysterious materials. There's quite a bit this time. See what you can make of it. With that, I pull out every last piece of Skyfall Divine Gold. After today, I won't just be the greatest forger alive. I'll be the greatest who has ever lived. A standard no one will ever surpass. I give a satisfied nod. Same as before. First assess how many items you can forge, then bring me the blueprints and I'll choose. Then I step over to Yara and Ember. You two, talk it over. Seraphine, I want to stay here permanently. Back in the Skyfall Abyss, Yara had not yet made up her mind, but after talking with Ember and receiving a 10th tier sword from Mochi, her decision was already made. Meanwhile, on the other side, Seraphine takes a slow, deep breath and quickly sends a soul message to Nox. What's going on over there? She's not in danger, is she? No danger at all. It's actually the opposite. I just had a breakthrough that could change everything for me. With Kane's help, I awakened an innate array physique. The words have barely landed when Nox walks in with Ren in tow. The moment everyone hears innate array physique, the room goes dead silent. Are you sure? An innate array physique? Isn't that something only spoken of in legends? I'm absolutely certain. Yara walks them through the whole story. Seraphine listens with a deepening frown. This all sounds too convenient. And this woman just happens to be the senior of someone he knows. It has to be because of who Kane is. And I only just found out recently myself. She trails off with a bitter smile. Who would have guessed that her former brother-in-law is the legendary Eternal Night Demon Emperor? The very peak that Seraphine has been chasing her whole life is barely where he started. Just then, Nox, who has never had anything nice to say about Kane, speaks up. What's so special about him? He's just a peak Grand Emperor in the Demon Realm. Seraphine will surpass him someday. She'll stand shoulder to shoulder with the Eternal Night Demon Emperor. Yara's feelings become complicated. Better not say it. Seraphine's conviction would shatter on the spot. All I'll say is, Kane is incredibly powerful here. Nox's skin crawls. Hold on. Yara, did that guy do something to your head? How can you trust him this much? Yara explodes. I know exactly what kind of person Kane is, and let me be very clear. If you say one more bad word about him, I have no brother. Seraphine sees things escalating fast and quickly cuts in. Yara, calm down. Let's put this on hold for now. Think it over, and we'll talk again soon. With that, Seraphine cuts the soul message, but Yara sees right through it. She immediately sends a message to Holt. Back in the Celestial Realm, something is off. Holt is not responding. Nox grits his teeth. Something about all of this doesn't add up. Hold on, let me try again. Maybe he was busy. Then Ren, who has been quiet the whole time, suddenly speaks up. Mom, I believe what Yara said is true. Dad isn't that kind of person. Nox turns on him, voice low. Ren, don't think you know your father. Before your mother separated from him, could you have ever imagined he was from the Demon Realm? Ren goes quiet. But just then, the soul message jade crackles to life. Seraphine, what's the rush? Something you need? Yes, I just need to confirm something. My sister suddenly says she wants to stay there permanently. Seraphine recounts everything she just heard from Yara, going through it all again. Is any of this actually true? Holt gets fired up immediately. Every word of it. Don't worry, your ex is terrifyingly powerful here. Anything else? If not, I need to get back to it. A wave of unease washes over Seraphine. Holt, are you sure everything you just said is true? Seraphine, that's not fair to me. When have I ever lied to you? If you don't trust me, why bother messaging me at all? With that, Holt cuts the line. On the other side, Seraphine stands with her brow furrowed. I can't just leave this alone. Yara has to come back, even just for a visit. Nox sighs. The way things look now, she's probably not coming back. Even Holt is. Seraphine cuts him off. The only way to know is to have her come back and see for ourselves. If it really is true, then let her go. A quarter of an hour later, Yara finds me alone. Kane, I've made up my mind. I'm staying here for good, but Seraphine is worried my choice isn't really my own, so I need to go back once. Yara staying would be the best possible outcome. Go ahead. When do you want to leave? Now. I nod and take her with a single void step to the border between the Demon Realm and the Celestial Realm. Kane, this is far enough. Alright, send me a soul message when you're done. They go their separate ways. An hour later, Yara arrives before her sister, only to find two strangers standing in the hall. One is Aldrich, the top array master in the Celestial Realm. The other is a peak Grand Emperor who specializes in soul cultivation. Yara lets out a quiet sigh. She already knows what's coming. Seraphine, I came back mainly to show you that I've been perfectly safe and to say goodbye in person. Now that I've done both, I should be on my way. Hold on. This only proves you're safe. It doesn't rule out the possibility that you've been deceived. Yara hears that, and a strange radiance suddenly pours from her body. Then look for yourself. Is this an innate array physique or not? But Aldrich's eyes are filled with a deep, barely hidden greed. He shoots Silvara a look, and Silvara understands immediately. She steps forward with a smooth smile. Fine, let's say you haven't been deceived, but do you really need to go all the way to the demon realm to study array arts? Allow me to introduce Aldrich, the greatest array master in the celestial realm. Silvara is absolutely right. What does the demon realm's top array master even amount to? Come before me, and I will crush him like an insect. Yara stares at this arrogant, self-satisfied Aldrich, and feels a sudden surge of fury. Sir, I once had the chance to witness your strongest array formation, but compared to the one in the demon realm, it honestly falls short. If my words have offended you, then I apologize. Aldrich struggles to keep the fury off his face. Fine, I won't stoop to arguing with a junior, but I hope in the future you won't. Silvara senses the situation slipping and pivots quickly. Alright, if you're truly committed to this choice, then at least let your sister rest easy. Let this elder do a soul reading. What do you say? Yara has nothing to hide. She agrees without hesitation. Go ahead. The elder steps forward, and a thread of golden light condenses at his fingertip before pressing directly into Yara's mind. A moment passes. He quietly sends a private soul message to Silvara. Silvara, her soul is completely clean. Silvara's expression tightens immediately. After a brief pause, her eyes narrow. Elder, do what I told you to do before. I have confirmed it. Your sister has been subjected to a special soul manipulation technique. In that instant, Yara understands everything. She has been set up by Silvara. Silvara rushes to follow up. I knew something was wrong. Seraphine, we cannot let Yara go back to the demon realm. Seraphine's brow knits tight. Yara, I felt something was off about you from the start. Just stay in the celestial realm for a while, please. Yara's face crumples. Seraphine, you're breaking my heart. Even you don't believe me. Silvara jumps in immediately. Is that any way to talk to your sister? You need to understand she only wants what's best for you. That is the last straw for Yara. Silvara, I have been done with you for a long time. You had everything to do with my sister's separation, and now you're here trying to drive a wedge between us two. What is your game? Silvara's face darkens in an instant. Seraphine, look at Yara. She's only been in the demon realm a few days and she's already like this. If you let her go back, you will regret it when it's too late. Yara unleashes everything. You have the nerve to say I've been soul manipulated? Maybe your whole family has been. Seraphine stands frozen, completely stunned. She has never seen Yara like this. Yara, do you even hear yourself? I hear myself perfectly, because I have never been more clear-headed in my life. Yara draws the sword Mochi gave her. Now I finally understand how Cain must have felt. She levels the blade straight at Silvara. Be glad I don't have Cain's power, because today would be your last. Silvara puts on her most innocent face. Seraphine, your sister is completely under a spell now. We have to keep her here. Seraphine stares at the sister who now seems like a stranger, and she believes Silvara again. Put the weapon down, or don't blame me for what comes next. Those words break Yara completely. She presses the blade to her own neck. Fine. You want to keep me here so badly, then today I will die right here. Seraphine's face drains of color. She never imagined her own sister would go this far. She wants to act, but she knows Yara is a sacred king realm cultivator, and with that terrifyingly powerful sword in her hand, one small twitch of her arm would end everything. Yara, please stay calm. We can talk this through. There is nothing left to say. My life is mine to control. Just then Nox, who had been firmly against Yara leaving, suddenly steps forward. Seraphine, don't move. I know Yara better than anyone. I want her to stay just as much as you do, but not like this. Seraphine's emotions are a storm inside her. After a long moment, she breathes out slowly. Fine, Yara. Go! Before she leaves, Yara takes one last look at her sister. I'm walking out that door and I'm not coming back. If you still think of me as your sister, then believe me, Silvara cannot be trusted. She turns to look at Silvara and fixes her with a hard burning stare. Wait for me. When I'm strong enough, I will come back for you. Yara summons a teleportation array. In the blink of an eye, she vanishes. Silvara immediately turns to Aldrich. Break the array. Go after her. But Seraphine speaks up. Master, my decision is final. Let her go. Silvara sees there is no moving Seraphine on this and has no choice but to stand down. Seraphine then dismisses the others and keeps Silvara behind. Master, was the result just now fabricated? Silvara immediately bows her head and says nothing. After a long pause, she lifts her eyes. Seraphine, if you already know the answer, why ask me? Seraphine draws a slow breath. Why did you do it? Yara has awakened an innate array physique. A talent like that on our side. Do you have any idea how much it would mean for our plans? Can't you see that? Seraphine's fury breaks through. She is my sister, not a tool. Seraphine, you've always let emotions cloud your judgment. Let me be clear. If you want to reach true power, you have to cut out every distraction. The moment those words land, the air between them turns to ice. Fine. Do as you please, but ask yourself this, is sending your sister over there really what's best for her? We both know the truth. Even if she somehow got the eternal night demon emperor himself to help her, there's no way to convert her cultivation successfully. Staying in the demon realm like that would leave her as nothing. That's still better than her dying. And what angers me most about what you did today, you didn't tell me beforehand. If you ever pull something like this again, don't expect me to hold back. Silvara's brow tightens immediately. So she's threatening me now. Starting to think a little too highly of herself. At the border between the demon realm and the celestial realm, Yara looks at me, and every last bit of tension leaves her. Cain, can you really convert my cultivation? I allow a small smile. When have I ever lied to you? I'll have it done in no time. In an instant I bring Yara back to the courtyard, and there in the courtyard, Ember has been waiting for some time. Yara takes one look at her and drops to both knees without hesitation. Master, please accept your student's bow. After everything she just went through in the celestial realm, she is burning with the need to grow stronger. Ha! Get up, get up. Ember quickly pulls Yara to her feet. I step up behind Ember and give her a firm pat on the shoulder. Ember, from today on she's in your hands. Teach her well. If she makes good progress, I'll make sure to reward you generously. Ember feels a chill run down her spine. To her that sounded a lot more like a warning than a promise. Meanwhile, not far away, Frost watches the whole scene and nearly grinds her back teeth to dust. Once I finish with Ember, I bring Yara to the small grove alone. Your cultivation is now several times stronger than before. Anything below the Grand Emperor realm can be converted freely. A quarter of an hour later, I successfully convert Yara's cultivation into demonic technique. Alright, now that it's done, make this place your home. If anything comes up that you can't handle, come find me. Something stirs in Yara's eyes, a feeling she can't quite name. I catch it and immediately clear my throat. Right, if nothing else, I'll leave you to it. Take some time to get used to the change. And with that, I get out of there as fast as I can. Yara's face goes completely red, but just then, she notices an incoming soul message from Nox. She hesitates, then answers. Yara, you finally answered. I've been going crazy. I was so scared you'd done something stupid. Hearing that, warmth spreads through Yara's chest. I'm fine. Kane came and brought me back. He even converted my cultivation. Nox is stunned. Yara, your cultivation is sacred king realm. How could he possibly do that? You have to be making this up. Nox, every word is true. You've had the wrong idea about Kane all along. He really is a good person. That shuts Nox up completely. Yara knows he still doesn't fully believe her. Nox, if you promise not to tell Seraphine what I'm about to say, I'll tell you something that will instantly clear up everything. What? You can't tell Seraphine? What is it? Stop asking and just make a heaven's oath. Say, if I tell Seraphine, may I never win the heart of the woman I love most. Nox is completely speechless. Yara, are you serious? You can't just throw that kind of oath around. Simple question, will you swear it or not? Because if you won't, I'm done talking to you. Nox hesitates, then grits his teeth and swears the heaven's oath. There, happy now. Yara takes a deep breath and slowly works up the words. Kane is actually the person you've idolized all this time. Yes, he is the eternal night demon emperor. Nox immediately fires back into the soul message jade. Yara, are you messing with me? Nox, when have I ever lied to you? And think about it. Doesn't it strike you as odd that the sword I pulled out back in the celestial realm, a top-grade blade, where did it come from? Have you ever seen anything like it in the celestial realm? And yet weapons at that level are just toys to Mochi and Lyra. Nox is sick with regret. He slaps himself across the face right there and then. Yara, does Kane still have any good feelings toward me at all? I mean, is it too late to turn things around? Alright, the fact that you know you were wrong is what matters. I'll put in a good word for you when I can. Yes. Thank you, Yara. You really are my favorite. Love you. Yara laughs awkwardly. When Nox isn't running his mouth, he's actually not so bad. Then Nox carefully ventures another question. Yara, how is Holt doing over there? He and Kane go way back. He must be living his best life right now. Holt, with Kane's help, he's about to have the finest forging room on the continent. And on top of that, the top forger in the demon realm is personally passing down their expertise to him. Nox is practically drooling. He's got it made. No, Yara. I'm going to tell Seraphine right now. I want to come too. Absolutely not. The timing isn't right. And there's actually another reason I'm telling you all this. Watch out for Silvara. And protect Ren. Something about Silvara's moves feels calculated. I'm going to get stronger here as fast as I can, and then I'm coming back. Nox nods seriously. Got it. I'll take care of Ren and myself. Good. Then that's all for now. Yara ends the soul message. The next morning, Crag finds me and holds out a blueprint. Take a look. Everything here can be forged from the Skyfall Divine Gold. Pick 10. 10? That many? If I skip the armor, we could get more out of it. Armor is non-negotiable. I need a set for Lyra too. I take the blueprint and go through it carefully. Once I'm done, I look up at Crag. Which faction in the demon realm currently has a time-type treasure? I want to get one for the kids. You're asking because you want to know if I have one. Didn't I give you a time acceleration treasure back then? 100 times normal speed? Back when I left the Demon Emperor's palace, I passed it on to my student. Then I really don't have one right now. He stops, then something comes to mind. Although, recently I spent a long time forging a special time treasure for Demon Willow Academy, similar to the one I made for you back then, but I've heard that when used together with their sacred relic, the Demon Flow branch, the time acceleration can reach up to 300 times normal speed. Interesting. That's a shame. I'll have to think of another way. With that, I turn to Zephyr. Zephyr, I remember you sent a few of your students to Demon Willow Academy to train. They should all be doing quite well by now. I'm thinking about sending my 2 daughters there for a while. Let them mix with peers at their level. Do you think it's a good idea? The fact that you're thinking this way is because of what happened the last time. You raised a genius student in complete isolation. In the end, the student became incredibly powerful, but also cold, distant, and soaked in killing intent. You're right to rethink the approach. Zephyr nods seriously. Demon Willow Academy is the best place for them. Nothing like the brutal and bloody zones of the demon realm. It's a solid environment to grow. Alright then, find me a chance to meet the head of Demon Willow Academy. Zephyr's eyes narrow with a sly grin. That old one just happens to be heading back to Demon Willow Academy tonight. Why don't we go corner him together? I mean, go visit him. I say nothing, but those two old foxes share the exact same sly grin without a word spoken. With the plan set, I go find Ember. I want her to build a teleportation array linking back to Demon Willow Academy. It'll make things easier for the kids. That evening, Zephyr and I slip quietly into Demon Willow Academy. Zephyr pulls out a soul message Jade. Saul, your master is here. Come show us the way. 2.5 minutes later, a middle-aged man hurries toward us. His name is Soul, a 2-star instructor at Demon Willow Academy. Master, you're finally here. What? Did that old man come back early? Not yet, but it shouldn't be long. Then lead the way. I'm going to make him pay tonight. Zephyr can barely contain his excitement. Whenever he comes alone, that stubborn old man always gets the better of him. But this time, the person he brought along, there is no way the old man will stay stiff-necked. Saul leads us quietly through the academy gates. But at that very moment, deep inside the scripture tower of Demon Willow Academy, an old man's eyes snap open. This is Vex, the vice principal of Demon Willow Academy. Without hesitation, he reaches for a soul message Jade. My lord, I have found the man you have been searching for. He has appeared at Demon Willow Academy alongside Zephyr. Good. You will be rewarded. This man is the solitary Demon Emperor, the one who now rules the demon realm. He has waited so long for this day. Master, you were so ruthless back then. You left nothing but a letter and disappeared without a word. Do you have any idea what these years have been like for me? His expression hardens. Just wait. My power has grown more than tenfold. I will make you understand what that means. Back inside a room at Demon Willow Academy, Zephyr is locked in a silent stare-down with a white-haired elder. This is Luna, the head of Demon Willow Academy. Well, Zephyr, don't think that bringing him along this time means I'll be scared, or agree to your ridiculous demands. Zephyr smiles. This time, it's not me who came for you, it's him. I step forward as the words land. Luna, since you know who I am, I'll keep this short. First, starting tomorrow, my daughter will be coming to Demon Willow Academy to train. Second, my daughter will have unrestricted access to the time-type treasure stored in your sacred relic, the Demon Flow branch. Agree to both, and I will do one thing for you in return. Luna is completely stunned. She never expected him to have a daughter, let alone demands like these. She quickly composes herself and shakes her head. Tomorrow is out of the question. The next enrollment assessment is 3 years from now. Pass the assessment and she's welcome to train here. As for the second condition, absolutely not. That is the Demon Flow branch. It is this academy's sacred relic. It cannot simply be handed over to anyone. The words hang in the air, and the entire room goes dead silent. Zephyr's mouth twitches, completely blindsided that this old fox is this rigid with everyone. Luna, not even a little wiggle room. Rules are rules. Doesn't matter who you are, my answer stays the same. That's what she says. But inside, Luna is completely panicking. What she doesn't expect, though, is that I suddenly say, fine, if there's no way through, let's just head back. My daughter's probably missing me. Luna blinks, caught completely off guard. Since when is the Eternal Night Demon Emperor this easy to deal with? But the very next second she hears Zephyr mutter, we're really just letting this go. I can't stand it. What if we beat him up first, then leave? If he cares that much about rules, beating him won't change anything. I let a slow smile curl at the corner of my mouth. But I do have one idea. This thing has been eyeing the flow grounds ever since I first set foot in this academy. If I quietly let it loose, he won't have the power to handle it. Then he'll have no choice but to come begging. And if he doesn't, rules may be rigid, but people don't have to be. Luna's gaze snaps instantly to the pulsing mass of energy, radiating a terrifying aura. Her weathered face tightens, because from within that energy mass she feels an overwhelmingly hungry, devouring desire. Zephyr deliberately raises his voice. Well then, let's get moving. What are we waiting for? Luna sees the situation shifting, and quickly clears her throat. Hold on, both of you. I've been thinking. Some rules do have a little room for flexibility. However, you'll need to do something for me first. Zephyr and I exchange a glance. This old fox catches on fast. I put the energy mass away and say, then tell us how the rules can be flexible. Luna raises her arm, revealing a rough dark metal piece in her hand. I came back this time specifically to take this to the Hell Pit, to carry it nearly 30 miles deep and let the predators down there temper it. At that, her eyes lock straight onto me. Since you're back, take this treasure as deep as you can and stay there for a full hour. Ideally, stay until the markings on it turn gold. Hearing this, I agree without hesitation. For me right now, this is child's play. But just as I reach out to take the metal from her hand, Luna suddenly pulls it back. Wait, the second condition you mentioned. There's a problem with it. Activating this treasure's connection requires considerable resources. Surely the Shadow Willow Academy can't be expected to foot that bill. Zephyr is speechless. What, you think the Eternal Night Demon Emperor can't spare a few resources? I laugh awkwardly. Right now, I actually can't. My demon crystal stash got burned. I let a grin creep up. Zephyr, you must have saved up plenty of demon crystals over the years, right? Zephyr immediately punches himself in the mouth. 1 hour later, after finishing what Luna asked of me, I return to the courtyard. Lyra Mochi, Dad's back! The words are barely out when everyone comes rushing out. Lyra hurries over. Dad, how did it go? By now, Lyra already knows the Shadow Willow Academy has the most powerful time treasure in the demon realm, and she can barely contain her excitement to break through to the Grand Emperor realm. You'll all be training at the best academy in the demon realm. After that, I walk over to Frost. There's something I wanted to talk to you about. I don't have enough demon crystals on hand right now. I'd like to borrow some to cover the cost of letting the kids use the Academy's time treasure. I know full well that Frost's family runs one of the largest merchant guilds in the demon realm. Frost's eyes flash with a spark of excitement. However much you need, I have it. Start with 100 million top-grade demon crystals. Frost doesn't hesitate for even a second. Done. I'll have them delivered right away. Great. Once my student gets here, I'll pay you back. Why are you being so formal with me? Besides, this is for the kids. It's the least I can do. With that, she walks over to Lyra and Mochi. From now on, Aunt Frost will personally drop you off at the Academy and pick you up. How does that sound? Mochi's eyes light up. Yes, Aunt Frost, you can't take it back. I quickly cut in. Mochi, don't bother Aunt Frost, you still have me, your dad. Mochi immediately grabs Frost's hand. I want Aunt Frost. When Aunt Frost is around, I can eat yummy food and cultivate at the same time. Lyra reaches over and pinches Mochi's chubby little cheek. You little foodie, can't you just focus on cultivating? Don't you want to break through to the Grand Emperor realm as fast as possible? Mochi pouts. I've noticed that when I eat while I cultivate, my cultivation speed is actually faster than normal. Don't believe me? Watch. She pulls out a chilled watermelon and starts demonstrating. A moment later, everyone present is stunned into silence. See? I told you. I quickly step forward and pat her on the head. Mochi, try cultivating again. I need to see this for myself. A moment later, I open my eyes, utterly dumbfounded. It's confirmed. Mochi's spirit root actually grows while she eats. I scratch the back of my head, a little sheepish. Well then, Mochi, from now on you eat and cultivate at the same time. I then turn to Frost. You're the one who's been feeding her all this good food, aren't you? Mochi sees this coming and immediately jumps in front of Frost. Dad, don't you dare say anything about Aunt Frost. If it weren't for Aunt Frost, I never would have discovered I could cultivate this way. Frost hears this and her eyes go soft with warmth, her heart whispering, why isn't this child mine? I rub the back of my head awkwardly. I wasn't criticizing Aunt Frost. I was thanking her. Oh, a thank you should come with a reward. I look at Frost. What would you like? Frost feels the happiness hit her out of nowhere. Are you serious? I nod. Zephyr, watching all this, breaks into that sly grin of his again. Frost, I'm rooting for you. But Frost, completely out of character, says softly, then just say something nice about me. I find myself seeing her in a new light. All right, you've done really well. Frost looks like she just tasted something sweet. Okay, Mochi Lara, come with Aunt Frost. I've prepared a few things for you both. They should come in handy at the Shadow Willow Academy. She leads the two girls into the room. Zephyr shakes his head in disbelief. Well, would you look at that? Is that really the Frost we know? She's giving off serious mentor mom energy. I glance at Zephyr but say nothing, because honestly, what Frost just did genuinely surprised me. Zephyr sees I'm not pushing back and grins. Ha! That's Frost for you. Incredible. Just incredible. Half an hour later in one of the rooms, Lyra is studying Mochi with a thoughtful look. You really seem to like Aunt Frost. Is it just because she gives you good food? Lyra knows her little sister is already developing her own way of thinking. Lyra, I feel like Aunt Frost cares about me just as much as Dad does. Maybe even more than Mother. At those words, Mochi's lips press together and she looks down. Mother used to do nothing but cultivate. She barely spent any time with us. Lyra falls into silence. Mochi suddenly lifts her head, eyes glistening. Lyra, when I'm with Aunt Frost, I don't miss Mother as much. Seeing her little sister on the verge of tears, Lyra steps forward and pulls her into a tight hug. Then from now on, let's treasure every moment with Aunt Frost. We won't think about Mother anymore. The next morning, just as I'm about to leave for the Shadow Willow Academy with my daughters, I glance over at Senna. Do you want to come along? Senna's eyes go wide. Me? Really? I told the Shadow Willow Academy's headmistress that my daughters would be training there. Just pretend to be my daughter and you'll be able to use their time treasure freely. Is this really all right? I'm nobody special. I'd only embarrass you. Before Senna can finish, I cut her off. It's decided. Stay close to Lyra. You can look out for each other. Senna never imagined that a chance like this would fall into her lap. She bows deeply at 90 degrees. Thank you, sir. Just then, Yara walks over. Brother-in-law, my master and I have finished setting up the transit array you needed. Should we deploy it on both sides today? Yes. Something clicks in my mind and I add, actually, Yara, if you don't mind, join the Shadow Willow Academy while you're at it. With that status, you'll be able to use the time treasure and break through to the Grand Emperor realm much faster. Yara flushes immediately. That doesn't feel right. At my age, how could I pass as your daughter? Zephyr leans over with a grin. Your nerve is starting to rival mine. I can already picture that old fox's face when he sees you walk in with all these daughters. I shoot Zephyr a look. I only said I'd be bringing my daughters to the academy. I never specified how many. Too late for regrets now. Ember sees Yara still hesitating and quickly urges her, my student, just say yes. A 1 to 300 time acceleration. Even I want in on that. I smirk. If you don't care about dignity, you could always play my daughter too. Forget it, I'm staying out of this. A moment later, Yara clenches her jaw and makes her call. Fine, I'll try. A quarter of an hour later, the group arrives at the Shadow Willow Academy. Luna comes out to greet them in person, but the moment she spots the crowd of women behind me, her brow knots tight. These are... I gesture to everyone behind me except Frost. They're all my daughters. Per our agreement last night, have someone register them and admit them into the academy. Luna's jaw drops, her chin nearly hits the floor. These are all your daughters? Luna stands frozen for a full 2.5 minutes before she finally speaks. You're putting me in a very difficult position. Last night I assumed you had one daughter. My expression darkens. Oh? So you're thinking of going back on your word? Luna's mouth twitches. Not only is she in the wrong, she also can't win in a fight. Zephyr immediately reads what this old fox is so worried about. Luna, I know you're worried about your reputation taking a hit at this stage of your life, but I actually have a solution that works out for everyone. Want to hear it? Luna nods quickly, and Zephyr leans in close and whispers, why make things hard on yourself when you can make things hard on someone else? Those words hit Luna like a revelation. A whole new world opens up in her mind. She does a full 180. This is no big deal at all. Go find the deputy headmaster, Vex. He'll take care of everything for you. The moment we're gone, she fires off a soul message to Vex, dumping the whole mess in his lap. Then she catches herself blushing. Honestly, I never thought I'd stoop to something like this, but I won't lie, it feels kinda great. Meanwhile, Vex receives the order and his face goes completely dark. But the moment he sees me walking over with the whole group, his expression flips to full fawning mode. The headmistress already briefed me. Actually, no, this was entirely my own idea. I'll get everything sorted for you right away. A short while later, Vex slides 4 identity tokens toward me with that eager-to-please smile. These aren't just your daughter's proof of identity. They also come packed with useful features. Of course, most of them require willow points to unlock. And if I want the kids to be able to use the time treasure whenever they want, I've already upgraded all 4 tokens. They can access the time tower anytime, anywhere, but if they want to stay in there indefinitely without coming out, they'll need enough willow credits. Frost steps forward at that. Tell me, how many demon crystals does it take to keep the kids in there indefinitely? Vex holds up one finger. Each person needs 100 million top-grade demon crystals. Senna hears the number and nearly falls over. 100 million top-grade demon crystals. That's the entire life savings of a seasoned peak Grand Emperor. But the very next moment, she watches Frost toss a storage ring straight at Vex. There's 1 billion in there. No need to put the academy in a tough spot. The leftover demon crystals are a donation. Build a few more classrooms. Mochi and I blink at each other at exactly the same time. Aunt Frost is loaded. Meanwhile, I shoot Zephyr a quick soul message. Has Frost's business really grown that much? I don't remember her having this kind of money before. She just pulled out 1 billion without even blinking. Zephyr replies with a tired sigh. Before, all her energy went into chasing after you. She let her operations run loose. But during the 1,000 years you were gone, she put in just a little effort and shot straight into the top 10 of the Demon Realm power rankings. Right at that moment, Vex finally snaps back to reality. This is incredible. Alright, I'm maxing out all 4 tokens right now. He takes off with a spring in his step. I look at Frost with genuine gratitude. You really didn't have to do all that. A soft, warm smile spreads across Frost's face. This is nothing. If you ever need more demon crystals, just say the word. I can always provide. I find myself feeling something complicated. It seems I had been too hard on Frost all along. Just then, Zephyr's voice drifts into my ear again. I don't argue back. It seems I'm slowly starting to let Frost in. A moment later, Vex rushes back over. I've loaded the demon crystals into all your daughter's tokens. From this moment on, they only need to channel their intent into the token while inside the flow grounds to activate the time treasure. I give a satisfied nod. Vex then shuffles over to Lyra and the others with that same fawning smile and says quietly, if you ever run into anything you can't handle here at the academy, come find me directly. A short while later, I lead the girls into the flow grounds. The time tower before us pulses with dense, powerful energy. I'm thoroughly impressed. Go in and get a feel for it. Make sure you go all the way to the top floor. That's where the cultivation speed is highest. All 4 of them nod seriously, and in the next instant, all 4 vanish. Not long after, all 4 reappear in front of me. How was it in there? Lyra and the other 2 grin. Amazing! But then Mochi looks up with a pout. Dad, Mochi was all alone in that huge space and it felt kind of sad. I ruffle my little girl's hair with a fond smile. That's okay. We'll wait until Mochi's a little older before coming back to train here. Mochi beams. I then turn to all of them. That said, don't rely too heavily on the time treasure. Every morning, attend your classes. In the afternoon, come here to cultivate. And in the evening, transit back home to rest. The 3 of them nod attentively, then dive eagerly back into the time tower. By evening, when Lyra and the others transit back to the courtyard, the excitement they've been holding in finally bursts out. Senna, I broke through 3 whole cultivation levels. That felt incredible. Yara takes a deep breath and exhales. I didn't just break through a minor level. I finally cracked a formation technique I've been stuck on for years. I broke through 3 levels too, but even as the 3 of them revel in their excitement, the scene shifts to the celestial realm. Inside a private residence, Ren asks urgently, Uncle Rex, has Aunt Yara not picked up yet? He's practically vibrating with the need to brag to his sister. She's probably busy. What is it you're so desperate to tell her? Ren grins ear to ear. Uncle Rex, today I finally made it. I joined the Verdant Academy, the top academy in the celestial realm, and on top of that, I spent time in their 1 to 30 time acceleration training space for 2 full hours. and I broke straight through a whole minor cultivation level. It was unreal. Rex hears all this and immediately clocks what Ren is actually up to. He shakes his head with a tired smile. Your mother is something else, I'll give her that. She actually pulled strings to get you into the Verdant Academy. Then something crosses his mind. By the way, do you know a teacher at your academy goes by Celeste? Are you kidding? She's the most popular teacher in the whole academy. Rex throws his head back with a long groan. She is my absolute dream woman. Then he sags with a sigh. What a shame. I don't think I'll ever have a shot with her. Ren quickly tries to cheer him up. Uncle Rex, from what I can tell, Celeste doesn't seem to be with anyone yet. You still have a chance. Rex lets out another heavy sigh. Ren, you're still young. There's a lot you don't understand yet. Celeste comes from one of the most powerful families in the celestial realm, the Celeste clan. My background is nowhere near her level. We're basically a zero-chance situation. Even as he says it, he wants to smack himself. If only he had locked in that perfect brother-in-law connection back then. Celeste would barely even be in his league. But just then, his eyes light up. The soul message Jade connects. Yara, how are things on your end? Yara's voice comes through with clear exasperation. What would be going on with me? More importantly, what do you want? Rex pouts. Yara, can you be just a little nicer to me? Also, Ren wants to talk to his sister. At that, Ren bursts in eagerly. Aunt Yara, is my sister there? But before either of them can answer, another voice cuts through. What do you want? Get to the point. Ren lights up the instant he hears his sister's voice. Lyra, listen. Today I got into the Verdant Academy and I used their 1 to 30 time acceleration treasure. In just one afternoon, I broke through a full minor cultivation level. Lyra's mouth curves ever so slightly. Oh really? How impressive of you. Getting even that much from his sister fills Ren with immense pride. Ha ha ha, it's all thanks to Mother. Lyra's mood flips in an instant. Ren, it sounds like you don't want me as your sister anymore. Why do you keep bringing her up in front of me? Now Ren's temper flares too. Lyra, even if you disown me as your brother, I'm still going to say it. If you keep staying in the demon realm without Mother's kind of resources backing you, the gap between us is only going to grow. If you don't believe me, I'll come to the demon realm in 2 months and prove it myself. Lyra is about to snap back. But then she hears that this reckless little brother of hers is actually planning to show up in person, and her mouth curves again. Come whenever you like, you're always welcome. Just hope you don't come too late. By then even Mochi might have surpassed you. The soul message cuts off. Ren is completely riled up now, and he can barely stop himself from charging straight to the demon realm this very second. Meanwhile, in another part of the story, inside a grand hall in the celestial realm, Seraphine, Ren got into the Verdant Academy today. He must be thrilled, right? Seraphine clasps her hands respectfully. It's all thanks to Master for arranging it. I only passed along the message. The reason they said yes is because your raw talent terrifies them. The heights you'll reach are beyond imagination, but here's the thing. That same talent is now creating a new problem. Please, Master, go on. Silvara's mouth curves at an angle so subtle it's almost invisible. The problem is exactly that. Your talent is too extraordinary. If you're allowed to grow unchecked, you could become a serious threat to their position in the celestial realm. So several powerful clans want to strengthen their ties with you before it's too late. Seraphine's face strains of color. Master, didn't you say that someone in my position is better off staying away from romantic entanglements? Silvara quickly cuts in. Seraphine, hear me out first. I already raised that concern with the clans, and at first they wouldn't budge. But after some effort on my part, they agreed to a compromise. One that actually works in favor of our long-term plan. Seraphine takes a slow, deep breath. And what exactly do they want? If you were to select 2 people from their clans to become your direct disciples, that would create a meaningful bond between you and their families, enough to put them at ease. Seraphine is quiet for a moment. Then, all right, I'll follow Master's lead. Good. I'll go settle this right now. The moment Silvara turns away, a cold, calculating smile spreads across her face. Seraphine, you will never escape my grip. Back in the demon realm, after 2 peaceful, warm-hearted days, Frost comes to find me. I'll probably need to head back to my clan for a few days to handle some things. I'm not sure exactly how long I'll be gone. Hearing that, I feel a small, quiet pang. The old me would have been thrilled to see her go. All right, but come back once you've sorted things out. A soft blush touches Frost's cheeks. She can feel that her efforts have finally been noticed. Before you leave, you should say goodbye to Mochi. These days, the first thing she does when she gets home is go looking for you. She doesn't even come to me first anymore. Frost laughs softly behind her hand. She's probably been craving good food after a whole day at the academy. That's why she comes straight to me when she's back. I let out an awkward laugh. Fair enough. Then I turn serious. If you run into anything you can't handle on your end, send me a soul message. Frost nods, quiet and soft, like a girl keeping something close to her heart. But right at that moment, Zephyr, standing nearby with that signature sly look, suddenly glances upward. Oh? Looks like the student finally showed up. This ought to be entertaining. A figure steps out of thin air. Cain, you're dead. In the next instant, I flash up into the sky. Kid, that's no way to treat your master. You don't just call me by my full name. I have no master. All right. I was wrong back then, okay? Calm down. Riven roars back. If you're sorry, act like it. Get on your knees and beg for forgiveness. Then maybe I'll let you live today. Kid's got a real temper. Looks like your master's going to have to teach you a lesson. Then let's see if you still can. The words are barely out when a sword appears in Riven's hand, radiating a terrifying aura. At the sight of it, I'm caught off guard. Where did you get that sword? Riven grins with smug satisfaction. This blade can match even your legendary weapon, and my cultivation has long since surpassed yours. Today you'll finally feel the pain I've carried all these years. I let a lopsided grin spread across my face. Fine then. If you insist on being a disobedient student, your master will oblige. Meanwhile, down in the courtyard, Zephyr whips out a watermelon. Show's starting, want a slice? Frost ignores him, her thoughts elsewhere. Riven really has grown. The aura he's radiating now is close to what Cain used to be. Can't argue with that, Zephyr mutters with a smirk. Still, doesn't matter how strong the kid gets. While they're still talking, the battle overhead turns the sky into chaos. Zephyr quickly throws up a containment barrier and shouts up at the sky. You two actually going all out? If you're going to fight, take it somewhere else. Don't you dare wreck my base. But the two above show zero intention of stopping. After what feels like an eternity, 2.5 brutal minutes, Riven is left battered and bleeding, barely holding himself up in the air on one knee. No, this can't be right. This can't be happening. I've caught up to you. I know I have. I look down at my thoroughly defeated student and say, you really are close to where I used to be. I'll give you that. You've worked hard all these years. Riven's eyes suddenly go red. I don't need your approval. Dark demonic energy erupts from every inch of him. He slams his fists into his own chest over and over, bearing a scar worn deep by time. Do you remember this scar? You were the one who saved me from those people. You gave me a reason to keep living. I clawed my way out of that darkness. And just when I finally did, you abandoned me without a word all these years. Every time you crossed my mind, this scar tore me apart. Do you have any idea what these years were like for me? Why did you leave? Why didn't you say a single word? I hate you. 1,000 years of buried pain pours out, and Riven breaks. He cries, raw, uncontrollable sobs. Every trace of the feared demon emperor stripped away. I take a slow breath and reach up to gently rest a hand on Riven's head, just like the first time we ever met. Kid, this time, I'm back for good. The warmth of that long-forgotten touch reaches him, and the deepest, most hardened hatred in Riven's heart shatters in an instant. All right, stop crying, you're grown, stop acting like a child, have some dignity. In the blink of an eye, master and student are reconciled, sitting together in the stone pavilion, talking like no time has passed at all. During this time, Frost also comes to say her goodbye, promising to send food regularly for Mochi. By evening, when Mochi returns from the Shadow Willow Academy, she comes running straight to me, calling out, Dad, Mochi's home, where's Aunt Frost? She reaches the stone pavilion and spots Riven sitting beside me, her big round eyes wide with curiosity. Huh, Dad, who's this? In an instant, the cold, composed face of the Demon Emperor transforms into something resembling a startled cartoon. Riven stares at me, blank-faced. Master, is this your daughter? I wave Mochi closer. His full name is Riven. In the demon realm, people know him as the solitary Demon Emperor. He's my student, practically a son to me. You can just call him Riven. Mochi blinks her big eyes and flashes a wide grin. Hi Riven, I'm Mochi, nice to meet you. Riven stands frozen in place, still processing. Hey kid, my daughter just introduced herself, say something. Riven snaps out of it like a shy little boy. Oh, hi, I'm Riven, nice to meet you. Mochi trots right over to him. Wow, Riven is so handsome. Come on, give Mochi a hug. Riven's brain short-circuits. Again. His face goes completely red. And then, Mochi seizes her moment and in one swift move grabs his hand. Riven lets out a barely audible gulp. His inner voice is screaming, someone please save me. But Mochi gives him absolutely no room to breathe. She wraps both hands around his and starts swinging it back and forth. Riven, has anyone ever told you how handsome you are? At this point, Riven would gladly drop to his knees and surrender before this little terror. She has him completely in her grip. All he can do is smile dumbly and nod. Right? Right? Mochi's taste is never wrong. Just then, someone approaches in the distance. Mochi immediately bolts toward them. Riven finally exhales. His savior has arrived. But then he takes a closer look and a sense of dread settles over him. Lyra, come over here. This is Riven, Dad's student. The moment those words land, whatever hope Riven had left flatlines completely. This is no savior. This is double the trouble. Lyra steps over with a warm smile. Hi Riven, I'm Lyra, nice to meet you. Riven, with slightly more composure this time. I'm Riven, it's great to meet you too. Seeing how quickly he's adjusting, I'm genuinely pleased. Lyra, if you ever have questions about your cultivation, Riven can guide you. He's incredibly strong. Lyra nods. Then she adds with a little smile. Dad, today at the academy we made a really handsome new friend. He's just as handsome as Riven, and we've already made plans to do trial runs together. My smile freezes on my face. A really handsome new friend. A deep sense of unease washes over me. I keep it together and say calmly, oh? What's this new friend's name? The moment I hear the name, Calyx, my eye twitches. Please don't let it be that kid. But then Riven casually scratches his head. Calyx, huh? That name rings a bell. Their family has a decent reputation in the demon realm if I'm not mistaken. A plan clicks into place. Lyra, it's great that you're making friends here in the demon realm. Why not bring him over for a meal sometime? I need to get a good look at this kid. If he's that type, this needs to be nipped in the bud right now. A faint blush crosses Lyra's face. We just met. Let us get to know each other better first. I go completely silent. Oh no. My daughter is blushing. I force down the quiet panic rising in my chest, give a calm nod and call out, Zephyr, cook something good tonight, everyone's here, let's make a night of it. Dinner is lively and full of laughter. Riven achieves what he came here for. After the meal he walks over and lets out a long sigh. What's wrong? Is keeping the kids company that rough? Riven laughs awkwardly. No, I'm just not used to it. Then once things settle down at the Demon Palace, come visit more often. Riven nods a little shy. Then Master, I'll head back today, there's still one thing I need to handle. I clap him on the shoulder. You've worked hard. I know full well that the weight on this Demon Emperor's shoulders is enormous, far more than anyone would guess. After Riven leaves, Mochi suddenly steps out of her room. Dad, Riven's gone? Yes, he had things to take care of. How come, Dad? It looks like you really like Riven. I'm genuinely touched by how Mochi handled everything today. Still, it's a little strange. She's never warmed up to a stranger like this before. Then Mochi says quietly, I can feel that Dad really cares about Riven, so I like him too. You can actually sense that? Mochi nods firmly. Then her expression shifts, something gentle and sad settling on her little face. But it's more than that. When I look at Riven, I can feel how alone he is inside. How sad he is. That's why I want to spend more time with him. The words catch me off guard. That sad? Yeah, I can feel it. He's been hurting for a long time. My brow furrows slightly. This kid, what is this ability she has? Could she really possess something special? Mochi pouts and pleads, Dad, can Riven come visit more often? Don't want him to be sad anymore. Warmth spreads through my chest. This little one really does understand the world in her own way. Okay, Dad's listening to Mochi. Let's make it our goal to become Riven's best friend, deal? Mochi's little face is set with absolute resolve. Deal. The scene shifts to the inner court of the Demon Palace. Every sect leader in the Demon Realm is gathered here. They have been waiting for over 2 hours, and not a single one dares to breathe a word of complaint. Then Riven appears out of nowhere on the throne above them. All hail the Demon Emperor! Enough! Let's get to business! One of them speaks up. My lord, regarding the matter we discussed before, we need one of our factions to take administrative control. Have you made a decision? The one speaking is none other than Vex. Not only is Vex the deputy headmaster of the Shadow Willow Academy, he's also the head of the Lu clan, one of the most powerful families in the Demon Realm. The fact that he's bringing this up now practically tells you he considers this seat already his. The moment the others hear Vex raise this, their eyes narrow to slits. Every single faction here wants that spot, but Riven's gaze suddenly shifts to someone else entirely. It lands on Mireille, the head of the Calyx clan. Then the Calyx clan and the Lu clan will share control. The instant those words land, the entire hall goes deathly silent. Vex's mind goes completely blank, and Mireille herself is even more stunned. Why is the Demon Emperor suddenly handing her a windfall this enormous? Vex's brow furrows tight. He opens his mouth to say something, but Riven cuts him off without a second glance. Riven rises from the throne. Any other matters? My lord, there is one more thing. Not long ago, a faction near our sect was completely wiped out by a mysterious organization. By the time our people arrived, over 10,000 members of that faction had been killed, all within an incredibly short window of time. Multiple Grand Emperor cultivators had their very souls ripped away. A flash of cold fury crosses Riven's eyes. Over 100 years, and they've surfaced again. Investigate thoroughly. The moment you have any information, report directly to me. This time, I'll deal with them personally. Riven dismisses the group, all except one. He keeps Mireille behind. Mireille stands there, completely at a loss. My lord, you asked me to stay. Is there something you need from me? Riven's expression is perfectly calm. Your son, his name is Calyx, correct? Mireille's mind races. Has her son done something wrong? Yes, that's right. May I ask why you're inquiring about him? Your son is impressive. Whatever you think of him, treat him well. Calyx has become a friend to Lyra, Riven's master's daughter. Of course he'd look out for him. Mireille's head is spinning with questions. I've always treated my son well. Good. I'm going to rest now. You're dismissed. Understood. I'll take my leave. Mireille exits the hall thoroughly confused. The moment she gets home, she tracks down her son immediately. Calyx, have you recently crossed paths with anyone important? Calyx blinks. Not that I know of. I've been training at the academy this whole time. That doesn't make sense. Has anything notable happened at the academy? Anything you haven't told me? Calyx scratches his chin. I've just been doing trial runs with a friend. Nothing out of the ordinary. Our progress has been pretty average, honestly. Mireille is even more puzzled. She goes ahead and recounts everything that just happened at the palace. How is that even possible? The solitary Demon Emperor is paying attention to me. Mother and son stare at each other, both completely baffled, unable to piece together what on earth is going on. The next day, in a grand hall in the Celestial Realm, today is the day of Seraphine's disciple acceptance ceremony. Arranged by Silvara, Seraphine is set to take on 4 disciples, top talents from the Celeste clan, the Dorian clan, the Dragon clan, and the Blaze clan. Among them, the Celeste clan's representative is none other than Celeste herself, Rex's dream woman. Nox is practically vibrating with excitement, convinced that his sister deliberately arranged for Celeste to be chosen to create more opportunities for Rex. So Rex, shameless as ever, leans in and says, Celeste, it feels like we keep getting closer and closer, doesn't it? Celeste smiles and nods. but a shadow flickers briefly in her eyes. Rex immediately picks up on it. Something is weighing on her. What's wrong? You don't seem like yourself today. Celeste pauses, just about to speak, when a cold, emotionless voice cuts through from nearby. Celeste, are you unhappy? At the sound of that voice, she flinches visibly. The speaker is Dorian, the greatest talent the Dorian clan has produced in generations. He walks over with measured steps. You're my master's brother. Out of respect for her, I'll say this once. Stay away from Celeste. Why would I stay away from her? Because, before Dorian can finish, an aged voice cuts through the entire room. It belongs to Alderaan, head of the Celeste clan. What a rare occasion. So many old friends gathered together, and on such a joyful occasion at that. Allow me and the head of the Dorian clan to announce one more piece of happy news. My daughter Celeste and young Dorian are now formally engaged, and the wedding will be held very soon. Rex is struck as though lightning has hit him directly, and Dorian stares back at him with pure satisfaction. That's why, from now on, Celeste is mine. After the ceremony banquet ends, Rex rushes to find Yara. Yara, I need to talk to you about something. Yara lets out a quiet sigh but says nothing because she already knows exactly what her brother wants to say. Yara, you have to help me, I can feel it. Celeste doesn't want to marry him. Just then, Silvara walks over. Nox, you're putting your sister in an impossible position. Both families have agreed. There's nothing Yara can do. But, Silvara cuts in sharply. No buts, you're not a child anymore. Some things are out of your hands. Don't make this harder on your sister. Rex shoots Silvara a furious glare, then turns back to Yara, but Yara says nothing, her brow creased tight. Silvara quickly adds, Nox, there are other people out there, don't let this distract you from what your sister is working toward. Rex's hands clench into fists. He already knows where Yara stands. Without another word, he turns and walks away, and there is something utterly desolate about his silhouette. That night, lightning tears across the sky. Seraphine is deep in cultivation when a message arrives, and it stops her cold. She flies out of the hall instantly. When she reaches the Celeste clan's estate, she finds Yara's brother lying in a pool of blood. Seraphine's mind goes completely blank. Then she snaps back, and she rushes over, scanning him with her cultivation power. He's still breathing, barely, but every meridian in his body is shattered. He is for all purposes crippled. The Emperor aura around her detonates with fury. Who did this? Who? Dorian stands at a distance, his expression tight. Master, it was me. The Dorian clan head snaps his gaze toward his son, bracing in that same instant to intervene if Seraphine moves. On the other side, Seraphine watches her brother swallow a healing pill and stabilize, barely holding on to life. Only then does she turn a cold, cutting gaze toward Dorian, her newest disciple. But at that critical moment, Silvara's soul message arrives like a blade. Seraphine, stand down. If you act now, everything we've built will fall apart. Seraphine's voice comes back blazing. So my brother just has to suffer and no one answers for it? Trust me, I will handle this personally. You need to be calm. Those who achieve great things cannot afford to act on rage alone. Your brother is still alive. This is not beyond fixing. Seraphine looks once more at her broken brother, jaw clenched, and forces herself to hold back. Silvara finally exhales in relief. I need a satisfying answer from all of you. What happened here? The head of the Blaze clan, relieved that no blood is about to be spilled, steps forward with a bow. Nox had been drinking and showed up without warning. He found Celeste and confessed his feelings. He even tried to convince her to run away with him. Dorian happened to witness it all and stepped in to stop it. Nox, drunk and reckless, refused to back down and even tried to kill Dorian. Dorian had no choice but to fight back. Unfortunately, he went too far, and this is the result. That part was wrong, he admits it. But when it comes to a matter of honor, it's hard for any young man to keep a clear head. With that, the two exchange a quick, knowing glance. Everything as described is accurate. Silvara doesn't bother questioning whether any of it is true. This is the most useful version of events right now. She sends a soul message immediately. Seraphine, you heard it. Nox made the first mistake. Dorian crossed a line, but Nox crossed a bigger one. We have to think about the bigger picture here. Right now, we need both of these clans. Seraphine's hands clenched tight around her fists. The husband she once loved most, her children, her sister, all of them now hate her. Even her own brother has been reduced to a broken man. Was any of it worth it? But it is too late to turn back now. One day later, Seraphine finally forces open her heavy eyelids, and hears her sister speaking with an alchemist from the celestial realm. Is there any chance my brother can recover his cultivation power? The old man thinks for a long moment before he answers. You will need to look elsewhere. I have nothing to offer right now. The young lord is stable for now, so I will take my leave. Nox freezes in his bed, every word landing like a blow. Then, in the next second, his face twists with rage, because something clicks. Seraphine, it was Dorian. He set me up. Celeste was forced into it. You have to help me. Seraphine goes quiet. She struggles with herself before she speaks. Nox, the story I heard does not match yours. Nox stares at her, and sees doubt on his own sister's face. Seraphine, you do not believe me? Nox, were you drinking last night? That one question shatters him completely. Just then Alderaan and Lord Hector walk into the room. Alderaan steps forward with a face full of concern. Nox, how are you feeling? Lord Hector follows right behind. Thank goodness you are all right, otherwise we would never forgive ourselves. Then he turns, his expression hardening. You worthless boy, get over here and apologize for your reckless behavior. But Dorian just performs a slow theatrical bow. Nox, I am sorry. I acted without thinking. I hope you can forgive me. Every muscle in Nox's face contorts with fury, but he knows he has to hold it together. He turns to Alderon. Where is Celeste? Where is she? I need to see her. But Alderon puts on a pained expression. Nox, Celeste was frightened last night. She does not want to see you. That is why she is not here. He lets out a slow sigh. How could you let drinking get in the way of something this important? But I will not make things harder for you. Let us all just pretend none of this happened. With that, the group turns to leave without another word. Seraphine hurries to see them out. As they file through the door, Dorian glances back at Nox, a smirk curling at the corner of his mouth as he flashes a mocking gesture. Nox finally snaps, I will kill you! But Dorian only gets more excited. This is exactly what he loves. Watching people scream into the void. He leaves with a satisfied smile, leaving Nox alone on the bed, completely hollowed out. A moment later, Seraphine returns. The sight of him breaks her heart, but she still says it. Nox, what I am building right now matters too much. Just hold on a little longer. Nox cuts her off. If it were Yara, she would drop everything for me, not stand here feeding me empty words. Silence falls between them. Then Nox speaks again. Ren is still at the Verdant Academy, right? Do not tell him about any of this. I do not want it affecting him. Seraphine's emotions are a tangled mess. Alright, stay home and rest. She turns and walks away. One day later, Nox hesitates for a long time before he finally picks up his soul message Jade. Far away in the demon realm, in a small courtyard, Yara mutters in annoyance. Who is sending a soul message this early? Mochi is standing right beside her, ready to head to the Shadow Willow Academy. Aunt Yara, is it from Uncle Nox? It is. He must be missing you two. Mochi grins. Missing us does not help him. I still find him annoying. Oh come on, your uncle is really not that bad, he just talks a little too much trash. Mochi, please do not stay mad at him. Fine. Just for your sake, I will force myself to call him uncle today. Yara laughs softly and puts the soul message Jade on speaker. What is it, Nox? His voice comes through rough and worn. Yara, I miss you. What is with the sappy talk? By the way, Mochi is right here. Is there anything you want to say to her? And just then, Mochi suddenly shouts straight at the Jade, Uncle Nox! On the other end, Nox completely loses it when he hears that word. Did you hear that? Mochi finally called you uncle. Be good to Kane from now on and maybe she will fully accept you. That is right. As long as you stop talking bad about my dad, I can force myself to keep calling you uncle. And that is when Nox finally breaks down crying. Yara immediately senses something is wrong. Nox, did something happen over there? Nox forces his voice back under control. Nothing happened. I am just overwhelmed that Mochi called me uncle. But Yara knows something is wrong. Before she can push further, Nox cuts in first. Yara, I have things to take care of. We will talk later. He cuts the connection. He is full of pain, but he buries it. Because he knows that if Yara finds out what happened, she will drop everything and rush back. And now that she has converted her cultivation power into demonic essence, crossing back into the celestial realm would put her in danger. Yara's brow furrows deep. She is certain her brother is hiding something. So she comes up with an idea. She picks up her jade and sends a soul message to Seraphine. And the moment Seraphine receives it, a flicker of tension crosses her face. Then comes Yara's voice, sharp and serious. Seraphine, tell me everything about Nox now. Seraphine sighs. So Nox did tell you. Just tell me what happened. I want to hear it from you. Seraphine's jaw tightens. You are here to lecture me too? Answer me. Seraphine is silent for a long time. Then she tells Yara everything she knows. A moment later, Yara erupts. Seraphine, he is your own brother, and the worst part is you already knew the truth, but you still chose to play both sides for power. You have completely let me down. Even as she says it, she catches herself and spins toward Mochi. She wants to slap herself. How could she let a child see her like this? Mochi, go find your sister. Aunt Yara needs to handle something. Mochi blinks those big eyes of hers and slips out of the room like a startled bird. The moment she is gone, Yara unleashes everything. Seraphine, from this day forward, we are no longer your family. I am going back to bring Nox here. As far as you are concerned, he is already worthless. Completely useless to your grand plans. And stop making excuses. If you truly care about him, set him free. If you do not want him as a brother, I do. Yara cuts the connection and breathes deep. A moment later, she sends a soul message to Nox. Nox, I am coming back for you soon. Wait for me. Nox hears this and immediately pushes back. Yara, I am fine. Do not come. But Yara comes back like an order. Stop arguing. Your only job right now is to heal. Pack your things and wait for me. Nox's lips tremble. Yara's unconditional love breathes warmth back into his frozen heart. When the soul message ends, Yara steps out of the room, ready to head back immediately. But the moment she steps outside, she finds Mochi standing there with wet eyes, talking to me. I raise an eyebrow and look toward Yara. Come talk for a moment. I pull Yara aside to the stone pavilion. What happened to Nox? Yara glances back at Mochi, who is peeking around the corner with red-rimmed eyes, looking like she did something wrong. Yara's heart sinks. She clearly scared Mochi with her outburst. I did not mean to frighten her. Do not worry about it. That kid is tougher than she looks. Right now she seems more worried she did something wrong by you. Yara drops her head, the guilt hitting harder. So, can you tell me what actually happened? Yara does not want to drag me into her family mess. Kane, it is nothing. I just need to make a trip back. I am done being patient. This is exactly what I cannot stand about you. I have said it before, you are still family to me. And Mochi personally asked me to look out for you. So talk. Yara looks up at my face, completely serious, and finally opens up. She knows full well that with her current strength, going back could be a one-way trip. When she finishes, I am completely calm. For now, go to the academy with Mochi and focus on your cultivation. On the way, take some time to talk to Mochi properly. That girl is still a little shaken. As for everything else, leave it to me. Yara thinks it over, then gives a slow nod. After she leaves, Zephyr appears beside me. You are not going to do something about this? You really love eavesdropping. Zephyr laughs awkwardly. I accidentally caught some of it. So you are heading back to the celestial realm? What happened to Nox was inevitable. It is not my place to interfere. Zephyr goes quiet. Anyway, bring out those tea leaves you have been hoarding. We only have the last 2 ounces of the demonwood tea left. If it is just the two of us drinking it, is that not a bit of a waste? Stop complaining. I will get you a whole pound of it when I have time. You said it yourself, no taking it back. With that, Zephyr practically skips off to his room. But when he comes back with the tea leaves, I am already gone from the stone pavilion. He shakes his head with a quiet smile and brews the tea alone at the pavilion. In less than a breath, I flash back to the pavilion. You are back too early. The tea is not ready yet. Meanwhile, Yara is at the Shadow Willow Academy sending a soul message to her brother. Nox, I may not be able to come get you after all. But Kane is no longer angry with you. He says to fully recover first, then come on your own. Nox lights up. Thank you, Yara. I will start recovering right now. Nox knows exactly what happened. Yara must have put in a lot of good words for him. When the soul message ends, he takes a deep breath and makes his final decision. There is nothing left for him in the celestial realm. He struggles to his feet, ready to splash some water on his face. But just then, a sharp whistling of blades cutting through the sky erupts overhead. Inside a great hall, Seraphine snaps out of her cultivation trance. In the next instant, several figures appear before her. Grand Emperor realm fighters from the houses of Alderaan and Lord Hector. An old man releases his killing intent without restraint. Seraphine, what did you do to our lord and his son? Seraphine is completely blindsided. Right then, Silvara rushes in, having already received the report. Just moments ago, Lord Hector and Dorian were both suddenly crippled. Silvara's mind is racing. I have already been briefed on what happened. Please calm yourselves. This situation is not what it seems. But the Peak Grand Emperor from Lord Hector's house, named Harkin, locks his gaze onto Silvara. Silvara may have been involved in this as well. Seraphine steps forward quickly. Master, what is going on? Seraphine, just a short while ago, Lord Hector and his son Dorian were in their home, when a terrifying force suddenly locked them in place. Not a single person was seen. In an instant, their meridians were shattered, their cores exploded, and their cultivation power was completely destroyed. They collapsed unconscious. As she says it, Silvara watches Seraphine carefully. Could her own student truly be capable of something this terrifying? Seraphine's brow knots tight. Master, what are you saying? Dorian alone I could understand, but you know exactly how powerful Lord Hector is. If it was not you, then who? I refuse to believe anyone could cripple Lord Hector so easily. I need to see them myself. Moments later, when Seraphine sees Dorian and Lord Hector, both men are barely clinging to life, even worse off than Nox. Seraphine stands frozen, completely at a loss. She cannot think of a single person on the entire continent of Kongyun who could do this. Time flies, and by evening, Yara is back from the academy and comes straight to me. Kane, my dad already filled me in on what happened today. Thank you for helping him get back at those people. Not far away, Zephyr watches all this with a knowing grin. Oh, this is good. I keep a completely straight face. I have no idea what you are talking about. It has nothing to do with me. Yara covers her mouth, laughing. So cute. Still tough on the outside, soft on the inside. Sure. Anyway, I have delivered my thanks. I am going back to practice my formations. After Yara leaves, Zephyr laughs. You never change. You do everything for the people around you and then refuse to admit it. I give him a sideways look. Mind your own business. Now go make dinner for my daughter. Zephyr is absolutely loving this. He genuinely loves the life they have built here. After a few warm, quiet days, I tell Zephyr, I'm heading to the Demonwood. You coming? Zephyr's face lights up. You actually kept your word. But then some dark memory seems to cross his face, and he adds, actually, I will sit this one out. I would only slow you down. I smile to myself. I knew this old man was scared. In the blink of an eye, I cross to the far eastern edge of the demon realm and hover in the air. Before me, a colossal tree rises from the earth like a mountain, its crown stabbing straight into the sky. This is the legendary Demonwood. Even I nearly lost my life here once. But just then, the Demonwood speaks. Come to steal my leaves for tea again, have you? Its tone sharpens immediately. What? You want to fight to the death? If I recall correctly, even after you became the strongest in the demon realm, you could only manage a draw against me. It has existed since the demon realm itself was born, the undisputed king among all demon beasts. This time around, I will put you down like nothing. Still want to try? With that, I unleash my full cultivation power in a surge, and the very air begins to shake. The crushing pressure rolls over the entire sky-piercing tree, sending the demon wood into violent trembling. The demon wood is in disbelief. This cannot be possible. Why not? Still want to fight to the death? The demon wood backtracks instantly. No fight. Absolutely no fight. What I said earlier, that was a joke. We have not seen each other in so long, that is just how I say hello. I give a cold snort. Have you been tricking people with those trials again? Feeding on human lives? Back when I had not yet claimed my throne, Zephyr and I nearly left our lives behind in this place. Every part of the demon wood is valuable, especially its leaves. Brewed into tea, they have a remarkable effect on cultivation. Because of this, countless fighters from the demon realm came here to steal them, trying to outsmart the demon wood at every turn, with both sides taking losses. Eventually, the demon wood proposed a truce. No more endless fighting. Instead, it would set up trials. Pass the trial, earn the leaves. People came from all over to try. I was one of them, and I had the worst luck. I stumbled into the demon wood's hidden trick. This ancient creature would occasionally rig the game, deliberately luring people into trials that were impossible to escape, trapping them until they died, then devouring their bodies and cultivation power to grow stronger itself. Zephyr and I were unlucky enough to fall into exactly that kind of trap. If not for a peak Grand Emperor who found a tiny flaw in the trap and burned away every last drop of his cultivation power to break us free, I would have died in there. That man was Senna's father. The demon wood visibly flinches when I bring this up. Of course not. The promise we made back then, I have never forgotten it. Good. Because if I ever find out you have been pulling that trick again, you know exactly what will happen. My reasons for coming today are two. First, I promised Zephyr some tea leaves. Second, I am here to collect what is owed to Senna. I do not trust for a second that the demon wood has truly changed its ways. So instead of flying straight up to the top of the tree, I go inside. When I pass through the enormous dome of light, 10 massive red orbs hang above me. Inside each one, people from the demon realm are enduring what the demon wood calls its trials. I scan all 10 orbs and immediately spot one that looks different from the rest. But just then, the demon wood's form materializes right in front of me. Wait, hold on. What? You need to fight me before you feel safe going up there? The demon wood forces out a smile that looks worse than crying. That is not it. You can just fly straight up. No need to bother with the trials. And yet I insist on going in. I want to feel what it was like back then. The demon wood knows exactly what will happen when I go in. But it steps aside anyway, because it knows it cannot stop me. The moment I disappear into the red orb, the demon wood clenches with dread. It needs to figure something out fast. The moment I cross into the barrier, someone's dull, clouded eyes flicker with a spark of hope, but the moment he sees that I am just a young man with an unremarkable aura, his hope dies just as fast. Great. Another one walking into a death trap. An old man nearby watches him with a helpless look. Take a slow look around, and a cold smile creeps onto my face. I know this scene all too well. How long have you all been trapped here? A beautiful woman steps forward. The one who has been here the longest has been trapped for over 100 years. I am not that bad. Only 30 years for me. What is your name? Fern Chuhei. Something clicks the moment I hear it. An alchemist's robe and the name Fern Chuhei. It has to be her. Then what is Aldrich the alchemist to you? Aldrich is the most powerful alchemist in the entire demon realm. Fern looks startled. He is my master. Perfect. I am going to get you out of here. In return, pass along a message to him for me. Fern goes completely still. Did I hear that right? You said you were going to get me out? I hold a completely straight face. That is correct. I am here to rescue all of you. The moment I say it, every cultivator in the space stares at me like I have lost my mind. Oh great, this one snapped the second he walked in, because as far as they know, the demon wood's power is simply terrifying. Even the eternal night demon emperor himself might not be able to save them. But Fern holds onto a small thread of hope. Then how exactly are you planning to get us out? Simple. I will make the demon wood let you go. The moment I say it, everyone goes dead silent. They are fully convinced now. This man is completely out of his mind. But then I calmly tilt my head up and say, are you not going to come out and explain yourself? Before the words even finish leaving my mouth, the demon wood appears before everyone, its expression dark. And what exactly is there to explain? You already know the answer. The demon wood's sudden appearance yanks every head in the space toward it. Look, it is the demon wood itself. Hold on, he actually summoned the demon wood's manifestation with a single sentence. Is he actually going to get us out of here? I let the demon wood finish, then curl one corner of my mouth. You broke our old promise on your own. Are you sure you do not want to give me a satisfying explanation? How many leaves from the top do you want? Do you think this is about leaves? The demon wood makes one last attempt. Then what exactly do you want from me? Option 1, I destroy you. Option 2, I choose 2. I let a wicked smile spread across my face. So you are voluntarily choosing to let me refine you into a treasure? The demon wood completely loses it. What? I have existed since the very birth of the demon realm. And on top of that, you are saying all of this in front of all these people. This is humiliating. How is this any different from just killing me? So it sounds like you are choosing death instead. Fine, I will grant you that. The demon wood looks like it is about to cry, wait, I do not want to die either. I watch it with its trembling, about to cry expression, and I silently scoff. Nothing but crocodile tears. The demon wood has completely abandoned its pride. Is there no third option? I am begging you. I give it nothing. You have one breath to decide. You can also use that one breath to say your last words. The demon wood sinks into total despair. One breath later, my voice falls like a death sentence. Time is up. The demon wood closes its eyes. Fine. I accept refinement. Smart. Show me your core heart. The moment the words land, a dark red orb of light materializes in front of the demon wood. My eyes narrow, and in the next instant, the eternal Night Emperor ring appears behind me. Endless demonic essence surges into the demon wood's core heart. The demon wood howls in agony, and at the same moment the towering tree outside shakes violently. 3 breaths later, all that remains is a massive crater in the earth. I and every fighter who had been trapped inside the demon wood space all appear high in the air. Every single one of them looks at me instantly, and in my hand, a tiny glowing sprite drifts and pulses with soft light. I murmur to myself, smaller like this? It is actually kind of cute. I pocket the demon wood and turn to Fern. Can you reach your master right now? Fern is still recovering from the shock. I can try. Then her expression shifts to irritation. That old man has been wandering out there for who knows how many years. I honestly wondered whether I would die in the demon wood before he even noticed. I let out an awkward laugh. Well, if you reach him, tell him to meet me above Shadowvale City. Fern looks at me with eyes full of pure wonder. Of course. She hesitates, then adds, May I ask your name, sir? At this point she is a full-on fangirl, but I do not give her a straight answer. When you reach your master, tell him the person who once shaved off every last hair of his beard is looking for him. You will find out who I am soon enough. But just then, one piercing sound after another tears through the air, and as everyone looks to where the demon wood once stood and sees nothing but empty sky, a wave of awe ripples through the crowd. What in the world just happened here? Then, a massive black void tears open in the sky above, and a man steps out, his entire body radiating suffocating demonic essence, his true face completely hidden from sight. Behind him floats an emperor ring. Everyone present snaps into a bow. We pay our respects to the solitary demon emperor, but Riven ignores them all, and instead quietly reads the traces of energy left in the air. A slow smile crosses his face, as expected of my master. Even the demon wood could not escape refinement. In the quiet back garden of Shadowvale City, I find a level patch of earth and raise my hand with a casual flick. The demon wood reshapes itself into an ordinary-sized tree and takes root. As I watch it settle firmly into the ground, I sense something unexpected. The demon wood carries a unique passive effect. Anyone who cultivates within 3 zhangs of it finds their comprehension multiplied dozens of times over. I smile. This will do wonders for my daughter's cultivation in the years to come. But just then, Zephyr materializes right in front of me. He stares at the tree in disbelief, this thing that has haunted him for years, then turns to me with a look of pure delight. I thought you were just going to come back with a few pounds of leaves, and here you are. You actually brought the whole demon wood back with you. Zephyr is absolutely living for this moment, a deep sense of justice finally served. I keep my voice even. It will not be stealing our precious tea stash anymore. Zephyr grins. No more stealing. From now on, whatever you need, anything of mine is yours. Just then, Zephyr's booming voice draws Holt and Crag over. Zephyr, what is going on? I have never seen you this worked up. Zephyr's face immediately takes on that scheming grin of his. Crag, you would not believe it. I just had one heck of a battle with the demon wood, refined it, and now I have it planted right here in the courtyard. Crag does not miss a beat. You did all that? I do not bother correcting Zephyr in front of the demon wood. Instead I say, whenever you want tea, come pick the leaves here and brew it yourself. Crag hears that and gives me a slow thumbs up, the highest compliment he ever gives anyone. Then I pull out a storage ring and toss it to Crag. By the way, I found something beneath the demon wood. See if you recognize the material. Crag scans it with his spiritual sense immediately. A moment later his eyes go wide. Oh wow, this is the second strongest metal in all of Kang Yun, second only to the celestial divine gold. I am studying this right now. I feel the same way. Since this material is this rare, I am leaving it to the two of you. Let us see what you can forge with it. Both men hear this, and practically see stars. Every craftsman's dream material right in their hands. 2 minutes later, just as the rest of us settle at the stone pavilion to brew some tea, Riven suddenly appears right in front of me. Master, what you just did is going to let a lot of people figure out that you are back from seclusion. He is right. It is time to make it official. Here is what we do. Spread the word that I have been in closed-door cultivation all these years, and have now emerged with a breakthrough. Riven bows immediately in agreement. But then a smug smile tugs at my mouth. By the way, I remember you mentioned something a while back. You have a secret crush on someone. Listen to your master. Go pick a pound of demonwood tea leaves and send them to her right now. I guarantee she will understand exactly what you mean. A flush of red spreads across Riven's face. Master, I do not know what you are talking about. Watching Riven turn that shade of red, I just smile. Do not be shy. Tell your master all about it. Even though my own marriage ended in failure, that does not stop me from playing matchmaker for my student. Riven finally mumbles. I do not think she has any interest in me. I give Riven a pat on the shoulder. You need more confidence. Right now the only person in the entire demon realm stronger than you is your master, and on top of that, you are this good looking, so if you like her, I am telling you, she definitely likes you back. Riven hesitates, then says quietly, she is the holy maiden of the Frost Phoenix sect. My eyebrows pull together the moment I hear that name. The Frost Phoenix sect is a top 3 power in the demon realm, and their holy maiden is the strongest prodigy in the sect's entire history, having broken through to peak Grand Emperor 20 or 30,000 years ago, making her a good 10 to 20,000 years older than Riven. So Riven has fallen for her. Nearby, Zephyr, who has been watching all this unfold, cannot hold back. The Holy Maiden of Frost Phoenix is actually a worthy match for you, kid. Riven's head drops lower, his face going even redder. Nothing about him looks like a demon emperor right now. At that, I shake my head with a quiet laugh. Riven is clearly serious about her, but there is one issue. Years ago, I killed a peak Grand Emperor from the Frost Phoenix sect. I have no idea whether that will affect things for Riven. So I ask carefully, what is your relationship with the Frost Phoenix sect these days? We are on good terms. The Demon Palace and the Frost Phoenix sect have a business arrangement. That arrangement is actually what brought me into contact with her in the first place. That settles it. The old incident clearly left no damage. Then listen to your master. Pick a pound of those leaves. The next time you see her, hand them to her directly. She will know exactly what it means. Everyone in the demon realm knows exactly what a pound of demonwood leaves is worth. Zephyr jumps in from the side. That is exactly right. Winning a woman over is not complicated. Take a lesson from Aunt Frost. Be consistent, stay the course, and it will work out. Riven has been desperately looking for an escape this entire time, but he cannot shake these old demons. A bunch of lifelong bachelors absolutely overwhelming him with their hard-won advice on winning a woman's heart. This goes on until evening, when Mochi skips over to the stone pavilion with a little box in her hands. Dad, Mochi is back. Riven finally exhales. His savior has arrived. But when I get a look at what my youngest daughter is carrying, my expression goes a little strange. That is popcorn. How does a thing like this exist in this world? Mochi, where did you get that? Was it from Aunt Frost? Mochi pouts. Not Aunt Frost. This came from a chubby kid at the academy. His family made it. I blink. A chubby kid? You made a new friend at the academy? Sort of. I beat him up and then he insisted on calling me his big sister. I ignored him. But then he found out I love food and got his family to make this stuff called crispy puffs, and that is when I accepted him. Zephyr bursts out laughing. Mochi, you are running your own little crew now, but this chubby kid does seem to have some sense about him. I, however, furrow my brow. Bring this chubby kid home for a meal sometime. I need to see what this kid is actually about. Just a few days ago, my older daughter brought Keelix home. I vetted him and confirmed he was not trouble. And now my younger daughter has already been pulled in by some unknown kid, and this one might even be a soul traveler from another world. Someone who has seen through what makes my daughter unique. The thought alone sends a chill down my spine. No way. When the time comes, I am absolutely reading that kid's soul. But Mochi wrinkles her nose. I do not want to bring him for dinner. He is fat and he still gets a runny nose at his age. Even having him as a sidekick would embarrass me. Then why did you accept him? Mochi holds up the little box. The crispy puffs earned it. Everyone goes completely silent. Right then, Lyra and Senna come walking over from the back garden. Senna's eyes are red. She has just seen the demon wood in the back garden. She will never forget that presence, because it was the demon wood that destroyed her father's cultivation power, and the old wounds it left behind eventually took his life. For years, she dreamed of one day personally destroying the demon wood herself. Now seeing that her father's killer has finally been brought to justice, she can no longer hold back what has been pressing down on her chest. Thank you for avenging my father. Zephyr glances at me once, and a grin spreads across his face. Senna, go ahead and call him father. Before he even finishes, I look at Zephyr and shake my head with a small smile. This old man knows me too well. Senna stands completely frozen, not knowing what to do. What? Am I not worthy of being your father? No, that is not it. Of course you are. It is I who am not worthy of you. Then what are you waiting for? Senna desperately wants to say it, but she cannot stop herself from asking one more thing. Sir, why would you be willing to take me as your daughter? I let out a quiet sigh. It goes back to your father. I crossed paths with him once and he did something I have never forgotten. That is the reason I wanted you to become close with my daughter when we first met. The moment Senna hears this, she suddenly understands something her father once said to her, that the proudest thing he ever did in his life was, in the final days of his cultivation power, fight side by side with a rising star who would one day shake the world. And now, standing here, she glimpses a familiar silhouette in me. The next day, after Riven spreads the news that the Eternal Night Demon Emperor has emerged from seclusion, it sends a wave of shock through the world. At the same time, inside a grand hall in the celestial realm, Silvara rushes to find Seraphine. Seraphine, something serious has happened. The Eternal Night Demon Emperor has appeared, and he has become even more terrifying. Seraphine stops breathing the moment she hears that name. From a very young age, she had nothing but admiration for him. But ever since she learned she carries the Immaculate Emperor throne, she has been certain she would one day surpass him. Seraphine forces a calm tone. He has been gone for over 1,500 years. How much stronger has he actually become? Word from the demon realm is that he managed to refine the demon wood. Seraphine's face drains of color. What? How is that possible? No amount of closed-door cultivation should be able to produce a leap like that. Silvara's voice is grave. I was just as shocked, but after cross-checking through multiple sources I have in the demon realm, it has been confirmed. This news was personally spread by none other than the solitary demon emperor himself. Seraphine starts to question everything. Can she truly surpass the eternal night demon emperor? Wait, Master, did you not always say that no matter how strong he became, refining the demon wood was completely beyond him? Silvara's brow creases. I cannot explain it either. This level of power should not exist in this world. He must have come across something extraordinary. You mean he also received an opportunity from beyond this world? And just then something clicks for Seraphine. Wait, could he be the one behind what happened to Dorian and Lord Hector? At this point, he might be the only one with that kind of power. That seems unlikely. Dorian and Lord Hector never crossed him. Seraphine cuts in. The Eternal Night Demon Emperor disappeared for 1,500 years. I was married for 1,000 years. Could they be the same person? Absolutely not. If he were the Eternal Night Demon Emperor, on the day you left him I would have died more times than I can count. And think about his personality. So passive, so impossibly spineless, Seraphine says with biting sarcasm. In 1,000 years that man never once pushed back on anything. You are telling me that is the Eternal Night Demon Emperor? And even if he were, he would never do something like this just for Nox. This makes no sense. How could you even think that? Seraphine keeps thinking out loud. Then what about this? Is it possible that he and the Eternal Night Demon Emperor are friends? Silvara freezes on the spot because that actually could be true. But she refuses to accept it. There is no way. The Eternal Night Demon Emperor, friends with someone like him? But the more I think about it, the more possible it seems. Master, think carefully. How could someone with Yara's level of cultivation have possibly converted her power into demonic essence? There is only one explanation. He called in the Eternal Night Demon Emperor, who has clearly grown far more powerful. Silvara wants absolutely nothing to do with this conclusion. How could that useless man possibly be friends with the Eternal Night Demon Emperor? But then she reconsiders, and a faint smile works its way onto her face. Seraphine. The Eternal Night Demon Emperor is only his friend. He is not the Eternal Night Demon Emperor himself. And you will become just as powerful one day. He is not the only one who can receive an opportunity from beyond this world. You must never let your conviction waver. Your own strength is the only strength that truly matters. Seraphine nods firmly. You are right, Master, but when the time comes, will I truly be able to grow stronger with those resources from beyond this world? You only need to trust your Master. Our plan is moving forward. One day, even the Eternal Night Demon Emperor will be powerless against you. But given how things stand now, we need to be careful. That man is friends with the Eternal Night Demon Emperor. There is a real chance he will use that connection to destroy us. But Seraphine shakes her head without hesitation. No, I know him. He would never do that to me. A few days later, one morning, Mochi comes to me with her best puppy eyes. Mochi does not want to go to the academy today. Can you take me to see Aunt Frost? It has been days since I last saw her, and I miss her. That is when I realize Frost really has gone quiet for quite a while. I take one look at my daughter's pleading face, and I cannot say no. So I bring Mochi to Demonheart City, the largest city in the demon realm, where the Twin Ring Trading House, founded by Frost's family, is based. I watch, as Mochi starts speaking into a jade ornament. Before I can even figure out what she is doing, Frost appears right in front of me. Mochi immediately launches herself into Frost's arms, burrowing in with a happy little wiggle. Frost feels a deep warmth spread through her. After settling Mochi down, Frost asks with a shy smile, "What brings you two here?" But Mochi grins first. "Because Dad missed Aunt Frost, so we came to find her." I blink, then narrow my eyes at my little daughter. This kid is my little sunshine. Mochi wears the expression of someone who has done a very good deed. Frost feels a quiet joy bloom inside her. She knows the truth is probably different. But earning Mochi's approval means everything to her. It tells her that her efforts have not been wasted. Watching Frost look this happy, I do not say a word to correct it. "Have you finished dealing with your situation?" Frost lets out a slow sigh. "Not yet. Based on the accounts, it looks like one of the elders in our trading house has betrayed us. I need to root out whoever it is as soon as possible. If I do not, worse problems will follow. Do you need my help?" This time Frost does not refuse. "How would you help?" The second method. "But they are all my own kin. A soul search causes serious damage to a person. It should only be a last resort, but using the threat of it to scare them, that might actually be the fastest way forward right now." "Fair enough. By the way, let me pay your mother a visit. It has been a long time." "Of course. Does this count as meeting the parents?" I flick Frost right on the forehead. "What is going on in that head of yours? I simply owe her a debt of gratitude, and I am here to pay my respects." But Frost is quietly thrilled. This is the first time I have ever voluntarily touched her. She is so particular about contact that she actually decides she is not washing her hair for the next few days. Then I pull out a gift box and hand it to her. Frost tucks it away. "Thank you. I love this gift." She decides she is going to keep every one of these tea leaves tucked away safely. Seeing that, I quickly add, "That is not just for you. Part of it is for your mother." But Frost waves it off immediately. "It is fine. My mother does not like tea." Shortly after paying my respects to Frost's mother, Lady Chin, Frost gathers all the senior members of the family in one place and gets to business. I have discovered that, among our senior leadership, there are several traitors. Someone has been working against us in the shadows, and it looks like they are planning something. Before she even finishes, every senior member present is in shock. The Grand Elder steps forward hurriedly to ask what I know. All eyes turn to me. Drawing on power 5 times my own strength, I scan the crowd and immediately identify 2 people who are not what they appear. Those 2 are compromised. The 2 who are pointed out both go visibly tense. Frost immediately asks, what is wrong with them? Their souls have been compromised. Both of them have been soul seized. The moment I say it, the room erupts. That is impossible. No matter how perfect the disguise, it cannot fool us veterans. More to the point, a Grand Emperor's soul is extraordinarily stable. With the Emperor throne reinforcing it, the body is almost completely hostile to any foreign soul. Soul seizing is simply not possible. And then, one of the accused elders speaks up, looking down at me with open contempt. Your aura is all over the place. You have not even reached the Grand Emperor realm, have you? And yet you stand here making accusations against us. President, you need to do something about this. But Frost gives me a calm nod of trust to continue. I have no interest in proving whether you have been soul seized. What I am far more curious about is who sent you. That someone could pull off soul seizing both a mid-stage and a late-stage Grand Emperor. The 2 elders instantly realize the game is up, and they drop the act. That is all? You think you are something? In front of our Holy Master you are nothing. Just wait. The day will come when you regret helping this family. With that, both of them quietly activate a special escape technique, but I just watch them in silence, making no move to stop them. Because I have already placed a hidden mark on both of them, now I wait for the big fish to bite. A moment later, once they confirm the technique has taken hold, the robed elder snarls, remember, we will be back, and when we are, it will be your end. Before the last word fades, both vanish into thin air. The muscular man flickers once, and disappears as well.